us.
I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
It's actually putting two sentences together. Such an unusual situation.
There you go. Good seeing you again.
What's up, boys?
Rob Bartlett, it's been a while, our old pal.
Plays the best lawyer on.
Are you still on there, or was that on SVU?
That was SVU. It was many years ago.
Okay.
I did Elementary last season, last year.
Oh, okay.
I was a police captain. After 40 years of being an actor, I finally got to play a cop. That's all I ever wanted to do. I wanted to come around the corner like that. But no, I was just the fat guy at the desk.
Still a gig, right?
So, well, it's a cool gig. I mean, and they're great. You know, the people, Lucy Liu and, I forget what his name
forget
is.
the guy's name, too. I've never seen the
I'm
show.
just so hung up on Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance with her?
and
Did
she
you
was-
talk with her?
Oh, I
Did you
did
have a
scenes with him.
chance?
I did scenes with him.
No, he meant you
look
had
at
a
me. I gotta have a chance with Lucy Liu. I got to do scenes with her, but she was a blonde the last season, which was pretty, gotta say.
Huh.
It kind of worked for her.
Excellent.
How hard is it not having the radio show? Is it just you're so used to doing it
Rob was on Imus for
yeah,
forever.
over 30 years? Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. You know, this is the earliest I've gotten up in 2 years.
It is, right?
So, I mean, I miss it a lot. I mean, I was there at NBC before we moved to FAN, and then when we went through the whole MSNBC thing, and then RFD and Fox, and it's just weird not being there. I mean, I talk to him almost all the time.
You still talk?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Matter of fact, he was talking about wanting to do a podcast with Wyatt, his son, and me. But, you know, I don't think he needs me, really. So,
Is he still going to do it?
I don't know. I really don't know. The last time I spoke with him, you know.
He doesn't need the money.
Yeah, I was going to say,
No,
like,
I think he just wants to have a voice.
Yeah.
I think he misses being able to say stuff to people, you
Right.
know, and commenting on what's going on.
Right.
He's been tweeting, but that's not really a great substitute.
Right. It's not the
No.
same thing.
No, not
Hey,
the
where's
same.
Charles McCord?
He, I believe, went back home to Missouri.
And you never talked to him again?
We never heard from him again.
wow.
There was
Wow.
something going on. There was some bad blood somewhere. I don't know what it was, and I think he just
It's
said, "You know
sitting
what?
next to you.
I'm done."
Oh, so you think that there was he forced out or he wanted to leave?
He wanted to leave. He
Oh, he
left
did.
on his own volition.
After 25 years, right?
Yeah, it was at least that, I think.
That's got to be the other weird thing, too, when, like, something that's been part of your life to that effect just is over.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than just not having a voice on the radio anymore. It's like you wake up in the morning, you see these people, you do the thing, and now it's like, oh, do we still talk to each
Right.
other?
That's- I
Like,
mean,
should I just call you?
Right,
Or
it's very
and what do we
strange.
talk about? It we're not.
You know, I talked to him. It's like we never left. I mean, it's exactly no. What do you want? No, that's not gonna happen. That kind of stuff. It's,
Yeah.
it's the same. You're still fat, you know. But you know, it's like me calling trying to get him to plug my dates. You know, it's the same thing.
Right. Right.
Only now I got nobody to plug my dates. So.
You're not in the right place now. I worked with Rob. He doesn't remember this. Years ago, it was a club called Ferns in Long. He had and I'm new. I mean, I stink now, but I really stunk. He had to go do a private show. So I was the middle. He was the headliner. He goes, he had to middle that show and leave. And I had to go on after him. And I got fired the next night.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you middled, and you had to go do a private,
Right.
And he killed so hard that I went up there, and they
Did you
called-
kill as well?
killed the vibe, I killed, and I got fired.
You got fired just for being bad?
I stunk,
That's
but I
amazing.
wasn't supposed to close.
You were
I
middle,
could-
yeah.
I was a middle. That was barely a middle.
I was gonna say
Barely.
they were being kind.
They
How
were-
are you middle?
yes, I was a co-MC.
I just saw a picture of
I'm
you.
thinking open micer.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of you recently. Somebody put up with from the East Side with Eddie Murphy, Jim Meyer. There was a whole bunch of guys.
I
Oh, that
Identical
was the Jerry
triplets.
Cooney roast. The Jerry Cooney roast.
What year was that? Like
It was
early 80s?
81.
Yeah, it might have been
81, something
81.
like that. Yeah, Eddie, Bobby, me. I don't know if Woods is in the photo, but
I
Jim
think he
Myers
is.
was there.
Yes.
Were
Bob
you in
Woods.
that improv group? Wasn't that you, Nelson, and Eddie? Was
Yeah,
that you?
the identical triplets.
Was it just you three, or was
Just the three of us. I think it started out. They were all signed with King Broder.
Oh God!
Initially.
he sued Eddie.
Yeah, well,
It's Eddie,
for
yeah.
good reason because, and Jim Myers was part of the original group, but Eddie kicked him out.
Did he?
Yeah, and wanted me in instead.
Did they not like each other, or it just felt?
I
that
just
you-
think it's the chemistry was wrong. And the three of us were always tight. I mean, we used to hang out all the time when we weren't working Dixon's. And, we would have a night off and we would swear we wouldn't go to Dixon's. And we'd wind up at Dixon's anyway. And
What was
we
Dixon's?
started- Richard M. Dixon's White House Inn. He was a Richard Nixon lookalike, got a lot of work, doing Nixon, basically. And then Watergate hit, and he decided he was going to open up a showcase on Long Island. And so we would wind up at Dixon's, and then we would just start doing improv as the three of us. And there was some scripted stuff that we did as well, but then we each did little bits of our separate acts. So it was an entertaining little package, and we got to work with each other.
But you guys in Long Island you had such a great scene. They wouldn't even come into New York, a lot of the Long Island acts.
Didn't
There
have
was
to.
Yeah, and there was...
Because the
so
Long
much
Island
work
scene
out
was
there.
that big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how many clubs were there? I'm East Side. I was booked at East Side the weekend I get there. The doors were closed.
Yeah.
and there was a chain on
I was
them.
going to say, IRS, hello.
Chuckles,
It was East Side Chuckles,
Governors,
Orphanage.
the brokerage.
McGuire's.
Which is, McGuire's was later.
was
I
later?
think, yeah. The brokerage. There's one or two others.
Fast Eddie's.
I don't remember.
That
There were also
was a
all-
Tuesday night
a
gig.
lot of one-nighters, too.
Yeah, Fast Eddie's was-
Ground Round. And
Yeah,
stuff
there's some
like
guy,
that.
Lou Stevens, booked all the one
Lou
nighters
Stevens.
in Long Island.
I haven't heard that name in 30 years.
I don't know why I remember these because I'm still trying to get work from him.
He's probably still got the Panama hat and the guitar. Oh, man.
I remember doing a club out there with Jim Myers. Joey Cola killed from the second he walked on stage.
Oh, man.
It just slaughtered.
Yeah, he would murder.
some
He's
big.
the only comic I ever knew who took a bow after his set on Letterman. He actually bowed. He was doing a routine. His signature bit was, I just want everybody to merge. I want everybody to merge. He was talking merging lanes, whatever.
Yeah.
He got 20 minutes out of merge. And at the end, it was this big thing. And Joey Cola. And he did like a big, deep-waisted bow. It was like the funniest thing ever.
HBO used to call him in when they used to have lunch meetings. They would call him in to do just during the meeting to do his the artist bit.
Bob
What's it-
Ross.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Did they really?
Yeah, they called him one time. They paid him to come in and do Bob Ross.
funny.
Just for the people in the meeting, just to entertain them?
Yeah,
That must have been a
luncheon
horrible
meeting.
gig to have to go to an HBO meeting and you're
I
not
hope
being
that's-
filmed. You're doing a fucking.
Well,
Yeah.
corporate gigs are the fucking
They're
worst.
terrible.
Anyway. I mean, they're just they all look at the boss, see if the boss is laughing. If the boss is laughing, they're gonna be okay. If the boss isn't laughing, you're fucked.
But aren't you clean? You're pretty clean, right?
Yeah, well, it's relatively. I mean,
You can be.
I can be,
Yeah.
but
Rich is working on that.
No, I could be clean. Please, I mean, I'm a clean act. I just sometimes get dirty.
Rich
But-
is in 2020. Rich wants to be clean.
No,
He
no.
wants to
I'm
get on
put-
Laugh USA.
Yes.
I want to put. I'm putting out a clean album.
you are.
Yes.
For
It's about what, 4 seconds?
Listen, let me explain something about Rich Voss. I'm very versatile. I've been doing it 35 years. I think I got an hour to 2 hours clean if I want.
No, you don't.
You don't.
Easily.
No, you
fucking
don't.
Cocksucker. I do too.
No, you don't.
Want me to name some?
Yeah.
Yeah, name some bits.
The funeral bit, the bucket list bit, any of them.
What's
Why
the
are you
funeral
acting like
bit?
those are? Yeah, you're acting like
They're
those
not
are bits.
signature bits. No
Yeah.
one knows them.
Those are staples, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you. Whatever. It's about Rob, not about my.
All right.
That's right. It is about me and
But-
my gig.
By the way, Rob is going to be at the Seven Angels Theater in Waterbury, Connecticut on December 28th.
That's right.
It's the Rob Bartlett Holiday Extravaganza.
What do you bring with you?
The Saturday between
Christmas and New Year's.
It's
What
the
is
perfect.
that?
This is a portable Wi-Fi
It's MiFi. It's called.
Yeah.
Does it work?
from Verizon. It works great, but I ran out of juice on the train.
Is that like a?
Does
is
it
that
work?
Like a,
Why would he bring it with him if it
No,
didn't
because
work?
I never. If there's no Wi-Fi for your phone, why would there be Wi-Fi
No,
for that?
it's phone. It's service. So like it's just they pick up the Verizon signal and then it sends out to your phone.
right, but why not just do it from your phone?
You can't get Wi-Fi on the phone.
Sure you can.
Well, you can if there is Wi-Fi. But
there's
there's, no
Wi-Fi.
there's no Wi-Fi in the Long Island Railroad.
Right.
And
Right.
So that's what I use it for on the train.
That makes sense.
And of course, I dropped my fucking phone at the station coming in this morning.
Did
So,
you?
Yeah, I was trying to
Did it
do
break?
the locator. No, it's still there.
You lost.
you
your
lost
phone?
it.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my
I wanna
god!
see.
Are you panicking or no?
A little. 'Cause, I mean, your whole fucking life is there.
Did you
know?
turn it off? I see you doing the
Yeah, I
Find
did.
My
It's-
Phone
it's
on.
still updating location. I don't know if it's because I don't have
Is it
a good
moving or
Wi-Fi
no?
signal. No, it says it's still there. I have a funny feeling it might be in my car. I don't know.
Oh,
It might
I
be in my
hope
car.
so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It's only I've lost phone once before and the iPad once before.
Do you back it up?
Fuck, no, back it up. That's backup
No
shit.
one's
I
talking
figure-
about sex.
No, you plug it into the computer, just back it up. This way, if you have your
I
shit,
know.
you can.
Or you do it
I
on the
was-
iCloud, it does it automatically.
My
Yeah.
fucking dumb phone. I was playing golf at Bethpage, and I couldn't find my phone. So I tell these two guys, "Hey, if you find my phone, I'll give you $200." You know, because. And then, long story, they find it. I put it on the roof of my car, drove her, and
that's
they
funny.
brought it back all smashed up. and
wanted for
I had
$200?
to give them $200 fucking dollars for a smashed up phone.
And then I had to pay to get it fixed.
And I had to get a new one, get it fixed. It was fucking. I drove away with it on my car, and they found it.
Did
on
you
the
lose
street.
all your memories that were on the phone, or no?
No. But in my car, I have 4 people I could call: my kids and my wife. So through the car,
No, but I mean, you have like all your pictures and stuff and your old text
it's
messages.
all backed up.
Oh, you did.
I like that you referred to that as memories.
Well, yeah, there are
You
some-
didn't say data or pictures. You're
Your
like, did you
memories.
lose your memories?
Yeah, I would hate to lose all my memories.
You're just
your
such a
car's in
nice
the phone.
boy.
Your car's in your car. Your phone's in the car.
I'm hoping it.
I hope so
A
too.
little operator over there.
No, I didn't touch anything. The mic just
Try it
tapped
again.
out.
Hello. Oh,
Now it's better.
loose.
Yeah.
Is it stable
wire.
where you on Find My Phone? Is that stable?
Yeah.
Like so,
It's
it's in
pretty
the car
good.
because somebody would have picked it up by now. Somewhere it would be moving.
It's still
Let's
updating
see.
the location. As of an hour ago, it was at the station. So, we'll
So
see.
what
Whatever.
happened? What happens at the Rob Bartlett Holiday Extravaganza? Because this isn't just a show. This is
No,
an
it's
extravaganza.
an extravaganza, which
Yeah.
is just another word for I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to be doing. And
Right, but please
It'll-
buy tickets and I'll
Right,
figure it out when I get
right,
there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of holiday stuff. Like-
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, thanks.
Holiday stuff,
Help
surprises.
our guest, somebody.
I want to get somebody. Just could you push in my stool?
Push in my stool.
Not with your cock.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Here's $1. Like people, have you ever gotten like cards from people who you really don't remember who the fuck they are, but you get a Christmas card from them every
Sure,
year?
yeah.
And
yes.
the new thing is they put glitter in it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you open it. And,
Open
it's
it,
like,
and the shit goes everywhere,
Yes.
and it's like,
why would you do this?
why
to
would you
me?
do that? And they do it every fucking year,
Right.
And I always forget, and I open it, and it looks like an elf took a shit in the middle of my car. I mean, it's just the dinner at holidays. That's the thing that I think is probably the best part of it. 'Cause
You love it.
No, yeah, because you get to see the people you've tried to avoid the rest of the year.
Right.
They all come down to the table, and your aunt and uncle play out basically what they're doing in their marriage therapy group
Mm-hmm.
at the table. Could you pass the corn? Get your whore to pass you the corn.
I've noticed a phenomenon since having kids, and it is the oddest thing when family comes to visit, and I cannot wrap my head around the personality disorder that it takes when family or friends come to visit,
Mhm.
and they sit down and they want to talk to you about themselves and have an adult I just want to talk to you about what I've got going on,
Mhm.
while your toddler and infant are just running around,
Mhm.
causing a riot, and you're like, did you not come over to hang out with the kid? Like you're here to make this easier. Like what the hell are you doing? I don't care what you have going on.
Yes.
I don't care what's going on at your job. There's what are you doing? What type
I
of,
love to hear it.
you like to hear what they've got
I love
going
to hear
on?
what the relatives have going on.
Right. I want to come over and see the kids. Okay. And then they sit down on the couch and talk about themselves to you and expect your undivided attention.
It's really
We had a big fight yesterday, Bonnie and I, because at my sister's, we get picked. We got to buy this couple a present, and they buy us a present. you know,
Yeah.
whatever. So he's a lawyer. They have everything in life they need.
Mm-hmm.
And we go, Bonnie goes, we got to get him something nice. I go, for around $50 to $100. I go, get him a fucking cheese plate. I don't know. And
That's a lot of cheese, Rich.
We had a big fight over it.
$50
I knew you
worth
would-
of cheese.
Yeah,
Yes, everybody
whatever,
wants.
whatever. Who cares? There's nothing I could get you don't have except a phone.
You can kill yourself.
Either one of those would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a gift for all of us.
But you know what? Like, what do you get? You know,
You're mad that you have to give people gifts?
No, that's
your thing?
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
Wants to
mad.
get a
I
lawyer
don't
a
want-
cheese plate.
No,
Fool.
whatever, you know what I mean.
Rich
Just
people like
something-
getting gifts.
Yeah, but what are you going to get somebody they don't have? What don't you have?
How about a gift? Yeah.
Go ahead. What don't you have?
A gift certificate to a massage parlor. No, I'm sorry. No.
Well, this is
It's a perfect gift.
this is easier. Like I struggle at sometimes with Travis. Like I don't know what to get Travis for Christmas because what doesn't Travis have?
Personality.
Ability.
A mom.
Mother.
Yeah.
It's just a mean
Hair.
You know what I like?
Contact lenses.
You know what I like?
that he didn't get it.
that both Voss and Jim came up with something besides mom that was also
That's
insulting.
even more insulting.
So you got 3 insults. I thought it was going to go straight to mom.
No. Mom is the third one. Talent is one. Ability is the other. Mom is the other one. Hair.
So you say, yeah, hair.
Contact
I mean, we could
lenses.
stop.
Yeah,
a
I didn't
fucking
realize.
razor, shaving
okay,
cream.
All right.
I thought it was going to be one joke, but it just turned into a pile on you, which is even better.
Yes.
Talk
Not
about
on
a
the
Christmas
holiday
miracle.
Wait, you actually had kids?
I have 2 children.
What? When
that
did this
crazy?
happen?
I left it in twice confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How old are they?
3 and 6 months. Almost 3 and 6 months.
So I'm assuming you're still with Jess.
yes, yes.
I wasn't that
She,
big-
she bore my children.
Right.
Yes,
It's
yes.
just-
And you do it to the audience.
I once dated a girl.
That was
said-
rapid.
I once dated a girl. She said, I got a kid somewhere.
Really? And she wasn't joking.
She was joking.
I hope so. I would hope so.
Hey, have you done? Do you still keep in touch with Bernie and Sid or no?
I haven't. I did for a little bit after they took over and after I left ABC and did their show a couple times, and I was doing my podcast from there. I was doing the Rob Bartlett Radio Comedy Hour from their performance space. So
Right.
it was like a throwback to the old radio
Sure.
shows where people stood in front of microphones and read scripts,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we did. I had a group of people. We wrote sketches and.
Foley sound and everything.
Yeah, we had sound effects and keyboard and a live audience. And then they said we couldn't use that facility anymore, and they put us into a studio. And so we recorded it in the studio.
Why couldn't you use the facility?
Some bullshit story. That whole station was so fucked up by Cumulus. I can't even tell you.
Oh,
Just so fucked up. And then they put us on Saturday nights for an hour. So we got to do
That's
2
cool.
versions, a clean version and a uncensored version for the podcast. And then they took that away from us because they said some insurance thing. We had too many people in the cast and they had to pay insurance. They pay insurance. You're not paying them. No, but they had to have insurance on them for liability. Anyone who comes in, even a guest, it's like, you know what?
don't you hate radio fucking
I fucking
companies?
hate radio companies, and they ruined WABC, one of the great radio stations
Sure.
of all time.
Yeah.
and they fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
It's just all that corporate speak. The woman, I can't remember her name now, blocked it out, who was the head honcho. She had an Alaskan Malamute or a Husky or one of those kinds of dogs,
Yeah.
and that became the mascot for the station. And everywhere were these posters of the Malamute and little inspirational sayings and this fucking dog. And so on my last day there, I took a Sharpie and I drew an enormous pile of steaming shit behind the dog. Just, a little commentary on the way out. But
But it's funny. They don't mind. Does the dog go up there or no?
I don't think
all right.
the dog ever came up, but it was just like, that was
Imagine being
supposed
that
to represent-
egotistical, though. Like, you are the boss, so you're like, my dog will be the representation of the company. It's
Right.
like, nobody cares about your dog, just you.
Yes.
You love your dog, that's it. Nobody else
Yes.
cares about it.
I
Doesn't
don't
mean
even like
anything.
my dog.
Your dog doesn't like you either.
I know.
They wanted
I
the honored
expect-
personalities to help sell advertising.
Oh, that would help.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. And
Isn't
it
it
wound
crazy?
up being sold, one of the great radio stations of all time, wound up being sold for less than what Imus got for his penthouse.
Wow.
Oh, he sold his penthouse.
Yeah.
Well, now, how big was Imus? Have you seen the inside of Imus' penthouse?
Pictures.
That's a euphemism.
You were never there.
No. It was 2 levels, or three levels. He had a terrace, went around the whole top of the building on Central Park West.
The whole top of the
Of
building.
course. Fifth Avenue, right? Like around. Oh no, Central Park West. Okay.
Central Park West.
3 levels on the whole.
2 levels. What floor? How high up?
I would say 20 and change, something like that. At
So
least.
I want to know because Imus.
Did he get over 300 grand for it?
I think he probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 to $325,000.
That's good money. That's good money.
2-floor penthouse. How do you leave?
No,
I guess you were there.
floors.
No,
Well,
two.
he likes being in the ranch. You know,
He does, right?
He sold the ranch, the charity ranch, and all that money went into a fund that now funds other charities. And then he had a ranch down in Texas. He has a ranch down in Texas where he's living, and his son Wyatt is on the rodeo circuit.
Yeah.
and
Wow.
kicking ass on the rodeo circuit.
Yeah, I think
So-
it's one of the reasons Imus wanted to go down there. He just wanted to be closer to his son.
Man,
and
do you know how many
Yeah.
acres of land you could get in Texas for a 3-story
for
Fifth Avenue?
for $325,000.
For $325,000, you buy the state.
It's crazy.
a
Yeah.
penthouse on fucking Central Park,
West.
which he probably had for years, right?
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. I mean, he used to live on Astor Place.
Okay.
He
it's
had a
also
penthouse
nice.
in Astor Place, and then he sold that and bought the one in Central Park West. This is after we were at FAN for a while, and then he used to have a house in Connecticut, right on the Long Island Sound. Just this gorgeous fucking house.
Did you go to it or just pictures?
Just pictures. I went to this other house he used to rent, I think,
Where did he rent a house?
in Greenwich, the same place where he wound up buying this house.
Oh, he wound up later buying it.
Yeah,
He didn't own and rent at the same
Oh,
time.
no, maybe
yeah.
he did buy the one. I don't know. It's kind of small, a lot of levels, but he was just him. It was before he was married. So I was there.
So what, would he have the giant apartment in the city during the week so he could do the show and then get out of the city on the weekends, the house in
Used
Connecticut?
to, ostensibly. And then he got
Yeah.
tired of going up to Connecticut and just never went up to Connecticut and then sold it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame
for
him. He's-
$325,000.
He got for each of
Each
them.
one. It's
Combined,
amazing,
that's
right?
over
650.
400,000. Yeah.
It's
I,
amazing.
I want to see his old penthouse. I know I'm fascinated now.
You
with
love,
There are
like,
pictures in Architectural Digest.
I don't know why I do. Like, I just want to know. Because I think I know where Howard lives. And it's, again, the top of a giant, fucking beautiful building. But,
this
I
is-
want to see Imus's terrace.
This is like when we looked at those photos of A-Rod taking a shit in his apartment, and Jim was like, "Look at that window." I was like,
I'm
"What happened to
fascinated
Jim Norton?"
with great apartments? Like, I just want to look in them.
What happened to you?
I
What
know.
happened?
I just want to look in buildings.
You just want to get a little dog that you can walk around New York City with in a bag and look at the
Holy
nice
shit.
architecture.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That's fucking
Isn't
nice.
that amazing?
And
Yeah.
look at the inside. Like the roof almost looks a little ranchy. He
That's
just
exact-
wanted to have that
Yeah.
kind of homey feel.
Yeah, it's a nice view of the fucking.
That looks ghetto to me.
Well, you're a man of certain taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you and Imus end up getting together to start?
I was, I actually was a fan of his in high school. My clock radio was set to 66 WNBC. And he one morning he did this thing where he played Elton John, "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me."
Mm-hmm.
And as the music is trailing off, he said, "Well, if you're not going to let your son go down on me, how about your daughter?" Bang into a jingle, and then it was like organ music for the rest of the morning. And so I thought, this guy's great.
Yeah.
And then, stopped listening as I grew, went to college and all that. I was doing comedy, and I was doing a road gig in Jersey. I think it was a one-nighter deal, like, Fast Buck Freddy's or one of those
BF
joints.
Packies.
BF Packies. And I was with a guy by the name of Mark Sheff, who was Imus's producer, and he said, you should come on Imus. Because at the time, I was opening for Soupy Sales every once in a while, and then, so I would do his show on NBC. It was just an awful, awful show. Was it bad? Oh, God, it was awful. And I couldn't get on Soupy's show for whatever reason. I was plugging a benefit I was doing. And Chef says, well, why don't you come do Imus? So I did Imus, and I did my Tom Carvel bit for Imus. And he said, well, really, anytime you want, come on in. And I just decided, okay, I'm going to keep coming in. And I was coming in every other day. And then
So you just started showing up
I
because
just
he said
started
you
showing
could.
up, and then he started having me do bits. I was doing them live in the studio. Then he wanted me to come in after the show was over and then do them in the studio for the next day.
pre-tape.
Yeah, and I was getting paid per bit and how many times it aired. And
By the way, those are hard to do. To come up with a bit in studio, that's terrifying to me.
But I love that you were getting paid per airing
yeah, it
of
was
the bit.
per airing, and which was great because Saturdays they had the best of Imus,
Right.
and so you'd get like a little extra bump from that.
But if you gave him a clunker and he didn't air it, no money.
No,
Did you have any that didn't air?
I'm sure I did. I mean, not everything I do is fantastic, Jim.
No, I don't believe
I
that.
haven't been witness to that.
But I, and then when we moved to FAN, when NBC was sold, they offered me a contract, and then
What year was that?
it was 90,
Oh.
89.
But you didn't go. You didn't have to go in the studio every day, did you?
Yeah.
You were in studio every day?
Yeah, not in the on-air studio. It was, I would come in after the show was over to do the.
But did you ever
production
come in?
studio.
Did you ever come in? You were live too.
Oh yeah, when we moved over to MSNBC in Secaucus, he had me come in live to do a character all morning. You know, with makeup and costume.
Brian Wilson or whatever.
Brian
yeah.
Wilson.
Remember when we were
Dr.
doing like
Phil.
morning radio and we'd have the TV on and
Yeah.
we'd all just be laughing because
Watching
Rob
Brian-
was on TV
Yeah.
doing
Hulk
Brian
Hogan
Wilson or Hogan or whoever.
Or the guy from Sling Blade. I used to do Carl from Sling Blade. You know, with the bald cap and that kind of stuff all morning. And then
I mean, it was just brilliant. Like it was a televised radio show. That's what MSNBC used to have on.
Before Morning Joe.
Right.
yeah,
And it wouldn't even, and Rob would be sitting there for the entire show as Hulk Hogan or Brian Wilson or whoever, Sling Blade.
Yeah.
And it was just like you would just sit there whenever Imus wanted to go to you,
boom, I was there.
you'd be ready for it.
And you had to read your bit off the teleprompter.
Really?
Yeah, which was cool.
Did you ever have a bit completely bomb? I'm sure you did. I mean,
Oh, please. Oh, Jesus. It was so bad you would have thought Voss wrote it. That's how bad.
See, I was being nice.
I know.
The
I
whole
know.
time.
Like, I'm sorry. I got to jump in.
Okay.
So when you're doing bits, are you playing kind of to Imus? Like, are you looking?
Always.
So when it's bombing, it's because he's looking at you like this is
Well,
dumb.
it's bombing, usually because it sucked.
Right.
And then, of course.
But that's how you know it's bombing when Imus is like not entertaining.
He's not laughing.
Yes.
And no one else in the studio is laughing. And then he just do these little interjections. Well, let me ask you something, Hulk. Did anything funny happen? So that was,
I regret never doing Imus. I remember
You weren't
towards the
booked.
end-
What do you mean
I tried to book
know.
him.
At the
I
end,
tried to book him.
I
And then
tried
he
to
stopped answering my fucking
No, that's not
calls.
true. I
Wow.
said, no, you emailed me. I could show you the emails. I said, yeah, I want to come in, but I was going on the road or whatever. And because I know he was, I'm pretty sure he was sober too. And I wanted
Yes.
to talk to him,
Yeah.
I had a lot
Oh,
of
that sounds
common with him.
hilarious.
yeah, that would have been
Because
really
I
moving.
connected-
You probably would have
No,
loved
listen,
that.
No, I'm not just saying it. It's just
The
sometimes-
comedian
I used
wants
to
to
drink
come in
to
and
live
talk
and
ab-
live to drink.
Oh, shut up.
The comedian wants to talk about the journey that we've taken together
Excuse
without
me.
ever knowing.
We're talking now. Listen, did you ever do Imus?
I did it a few. I wanted to do because I loved Imus
Yeah.
in high school. Like I loved him. So I wanted to do it. Yeah, just because. But I was nervous doing it because, and I'm normally not nervous doing radio, but because I liked him so much.
Yeah.
I was invested in the fact, like, oh man, I don't want this guy to be a dick to me, and if I'm a dick to, like, I don't want to have any kind of adversarial relationship with him.
He loved you.
Did he? That's
Loved
good
you.
to
He
know.
would use you all the time to tell me how I wasn't getting it done. Maybe I should call Jim Norton, have him come over and do it.
Would he really do that? Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I just wanted him to like me.
Can you imagine? Because Imus had one of those, like, and it's, I feel like it's a rarer and rarer quality. Like, no matter who you are, it seems like you just wanted to please him.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? He's got
that's-
that effect. And the fact that, like, you could be with him for so many years, through so many iterations of this of the show, doing so many different jobs, and still he's looking at you going, I don't know, maybe I should call Norton.
Yeah.
Maybe he could take
Yeah,
care
absolutely.
of
The
this.
film last
Yes.
year.
That's
Last
amazing.
year, he wasn't even in the studio. He was in Texas, and he was broadcasting from Texas. We were all in the studio at ABC, and he had like a studio in his house, and he broadcast from there. And so you would just hear him either on the air or in the intercom. Would be, God damn it! You better get funny, you motherfucker. Okay.
Do you think if he was on one more year, he would have invited you to his place? Do you think?
He never invited anybody. I don't think anybody but his family were ever in that apartment.
So what was the secret for you for withstanding that? Because some people, I'm sure, would be driven crazy by that kind of energy. Other people could withstand it for years and, end up being friends with this man and having a great career by it.
3 words.
Yeah.
No plan B.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's.
Like there
We
are
had a-
people who when it depends on how, like, when you tell this story of Imus going like, be funny, motherfucker. Some people like you, or the way I would take it, would be like, that's hilarious that he did that, and then you were funnier after that. But there are people who would get very sensitive about that and be like, oh, he cursed at me and I couldn't work under those conditions.
It was a roller coaster ride. I mean,
Yeah.
it really was. I mean, there were times when you go through periods where you just thought, I'm going to get fired. It's just I'm going to get fired.
Because he was angry at you?
Yeah, for whatever reason. And he threatened to fire me on the air. you know.
But there's a
You know
lot
how
of
much
it,
I'm paying you, goddammit. You know how much he's making?
there's a lot of it character and bits for him too.
I don't think it's. I mean, sometimes he just likes to poke.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
poke
fucking
with a
with
stick.
you, you know.
But you know, he admits it. You know, he's kind of
But I would imagine too that sometimes he was just upset,
yeah.
and his quote unquote bit is how he actually feels, right?
I
Like you can
guess.
get away with being meaner
Sure.
on the air.
One thing about him, he was no bullshit. It
Right.
was like he told you what he thought. He didn't, you know, mollycoddle.
Right.
anybody, you know. You know, I was talking about my podcast. He goes, "It was awful." So, what do you mean? You told me it was really good. It was getting better. It was awful. So,
Well, he's speaking for the public.
How was he with Bernie?
oh, he loved Bernie. I mean, Bernie, you know, Bernie and Lou used to chime in from the control room, and his brother Fred was in the control room with them, and Fred said, you know, you really should put them on the air, have the mic live, because they do all this comment and stuff while you're on. It's hysterical, and that's how it started. That's how it started.
Oh, wow.
Fred was Ivan's brother. Fred used to call in, and phoners are a nightmare. Like I hate doing phoners. He would be on the phone for an hour. Like he was one of probably the best. I mean, again, and Imus would give him room to breathe, and like the timing was great. And Imus didn't step on him. He let him. He was a master on the phone. His brother.
And he was so fucking funny.
He was hilarious.
He'd start off a conversation like, did you ever lose fruit? He'd bought like a cantaloupe and couldn't find it. But stuff like that, he could just go on and on. I mean, he was really, really
He was a
funny.
really funny dude. Fred
Really
Imus.
funny.
When did you stop doing comedy clubs? When you got the radio? Because
No,
you were
I-
doing clubs. You were
Yeah,
a
I
big
mean-
headliner.
Right. I mean, I still did the clubs because I had a way to promote it. You
Yeah.
know? So I just didn't do the weeks on the road
Yeah.
anymore. I would do like a one-nighter at a theater in one of our affiliate cities, because at one time I think it was 150 some odd affiliates we were
Were you
syndicated.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Holy
you
shit.
know,
So you,
crazy.
Like you never did like the improv circuit or any of that shit. You
I mean, I did, but it became easier to just promote stuff on my own.
Yeah.
and, you know, take
And
the
do a
door
theater.
and do a theater. You know, and that just seemed to work out better.
Was he good about plugging your dates?
He was. I mean, you know, he would torture me with it. He'd wait until the very last moment to do it or stuff like that, and he would break my balls. But without that kind of promotion, I couldn't have done it. You know.
Yeah.
And he also was very supportive. I mean, when I had to leave to do a pilot or
Weren't you? I mean, you were doing a Broadway show at the same time as the radio show,
I
right?
did 5 Broadway shows while I was doing the radio.
I mean, that schedule was insane.
It was kind of insane. It was, as a matter of fact, one summer, I had been cast in The Odd Couple, Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick, and we were rehearsing on 42nd
Did
Street.
I go see that? I think
I think you did,
you
yes.
got me a ticket and I
Yes.
saw you there. Yes.
Yes, you brought a gorgeous woman with you. I don't remember who it was, but she was beautiful.
it must have been
Okay.
very expensive.
Years ago too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I was rehearsing on 42nd Street, and then Neil Simon asked me if I would fill in for the guy who was playing Herman in Sweet Charity around the corner from where we were rehearsing, because the guy was playing that part, you know, the guy on the dance hall, you know, the character part, the fat Jewish character part, which seems to be my niche. You know, just through the summer, because they were going to be bringing in Wayne.
Newton.
No, from-
Gretzky.
Brady.
From no from Seinfeld, Newman.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway.
Bruce Wayne.
He was coming in, but not until
John
the fall. So at the time, we were broadcasting the show from Secaucus on MSNBC. I live on Long Island, just before Suffolk County. So I'm on the Nassau-Suffolk border. So I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to drive to Secaucus to do the radio show.
Yeah.
The radio show was over. I would go back into the city. I would do rehearsal.
Were you driving yourself?
Yeah.
Oh my
And then
God.
I would go over to the theater to do Sweet Charity with Christine Applegate, and then I'd drive home in time to like sleep for 2 hours, turn around and go back. I did that entire summer.
Isn't it weird? Why don't you just get like rent a place for the summer or get like something close?
Or at least get a driver.
Yeah.
You know, when you're married, you have
Yes,
kids, you
you
just
don't-
think
The money's gotta go to the kids.
Money's got to go to the kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you did it for a summer and
Just a summer. It was.
I never thought that money goes to kids.
Yeah.
Such a
you'll
fucking
learn.
selfish
You'll learn
thing
soon.
You did.
Yeah.
My like
The guy with adult children and all those rings on his fingers, like, no, they're good.
What
They'll
year
take
was
care
that?
of themselves.
You did that?
That was 2004, I want to say, something like that.
you were such a major headline. Everybody like fucking Rob Bartlett. Right? He's so good. He's great, Rob Bartlett. Was there any comics that you wanted to work with yourself that you go, oh man, that guy's fucking great, or I'd love, you know what I mean? Look up to, because everybody looked up to Rob Bartlett.
Is he auditioning?
I was going to
No,
say,
just
he wants to get on my
don't.
show.
I mean, what a
Wants to get
What
on
are
my
you, a
show.
fucking, you
whatever.
sound like a college sophomore interviewing him for the college
No,
paper.
I like talking about old
Where do
time
you
comedy.
get your ideas from?
Shut
Yeah.
up, you fucking turtle. What?
An interview
No,
hack.
it's not a hack. It's because
So, is
questions
there
you want
anybody who entertains Rob Bartlett?
Oh, you know, you guys are phonies.
You
because
make people
you're
laugh.
funny.
What
No,
makes you laugh?
You guys are such phonies because when that wrestler came in the other, whatever, you guys are like big fans of something, and everybody was I was a big fan
You know,
of
I'm a
Rob
big
Bartlett.
fan of good questions.
Okay, shut up. Well, fuck it. You know what? Fuck off. That's my response.
Rob, what entertains the entertainer?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me.
Oh, yeah. How about this,
Yeah.
Rob? Were you ever in his apartment? Who gives a fuck?
I would like. What do you think people want to know more?
Yeah.
What Imus's apartment
No.
looked like, or who Rob wanted to work with and didn't?
Yes. You know, who he
Let
liked
me
as a
ask you,
comic.
who is Rob Bartlett?
You know what? Oh, how many?
There were a couple of people on the circuit who I liked working with.
I don't care.
But I always wanted to meet like Jonathan Winters. I would have killed to have met Jonathan Winters. I think was one of the single funniest people on the planet.
I go back and watch his Tonight Show stuff once in a while when he would just go on dressed like a fucking like a Confederate major and just do a bit about it. It was so fucking ballsy.
Okay, stupid. See what my question led into?
Yes,
Okay.
two smart people talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I know how to start
Rich,
things up.
don't ask a bad question. Leave it to Jim and myself to make radio
Wait,
out of it
don't
and then
say
take credit.
myself.
And clean
He
your-
did. You're not even.
What are we doing right now?
You're a team.
We're cleaning up your mess.
Yeah.
He's great on those Dean Martin roasts.
I never
yeah.
watched those.
Oh man,
You
gotta-
never
some
saw
of them are
those?
actually
Moments
really
of them, but
funny.
never saw Winters.
There's
on.
one on YouTube. It was Frank Sinatra. They're roasting Frank Sinatra, and Winters came out, and none of this was scripted. He was Mr. Sinatra's driver. He drove the bus, and we pull over the side of the road. And some of them selling a dog, and so I got this little dog, and I kind of put him up on the hood, so like a hood ornament, and then of course started to snow, and the dog got kind of tangled up in the windshield wipers, and he kind of whoa, 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 and everybody's just laid out. I mean, just.
He was very ballsy, man. He
Really?
was really, he was really just everything was a risk. It was fun watching him.
Didn't Robin Williams get a lot from
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan
He
Winters?
loved him, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the only times Robin ever shut up was on the Tonight Show with Jonathan Winters was the lead guest. Oh no, Robin was the lead guest, and then Jonathan came out.
Right.
But Robin let him kind of do his thing, like without.
I think the last year Mork and Mindy, Jonathan Winters was a guest.
Yes, he was.
I think he played Mork's son, apparently.
Oh, that's right.
And they would devote 10 minutes of the show just to the two of them to do their stuff. Just kind of
Ad-lib together.
Yeah.
together.
When you're doing those runs of when you were on the radio and doing the Broadway show runs, right? And the Broadway show would end, and it went back to just doing radio. Would you be sitting there going like, "How the hell do people have days that are this long?" Like
boring question. Boring. Who cares
Question.
what he thinks about how people's days are? Ugh, radio hack.
somebody's sensitive.
Somebody gets miffed.
Somebody got sensitive
I'm
about
not
his
Somebody
bad interview
miffed
question.
that his inside the actor's studio question was mocked.
Somebody got upset that he got humiliated in front of someone he admires.
Please. Ugh, I'm here by accident anyhow.
It's like
you
anything
mean on
else. You
Earth.
get used to it, and then there's a void, and then you get used to the void, and
Right.
then you
And
get
then you get another show and you're like, how the fuck
Right.
am I going to do both?
How the hell am I going to do this now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was there was after we got fired. At
That was
MSNBC,
Nappy-Head Hose, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were off for a couple months.
Did you think it was over?
No.
You knew something would come up.
Yeah, it just seemed to me like it was not, and he was sure that he was going to be coming back.
Oh, he knew it?
He knew in his heart that he'd be coming back, I think. I mean, I don't know. But there was a couple of months where we weren't working. I was just doing Broadway show. I was just doing Chicago, just that. So I led the real actor's life. And man, that is the fucking best.
Yeah,
You
you
liked
want to
it.
talk to some of these actors and be like, do you know how
You have
easy
no
this
idea.
is?
This is cake. This is
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, Broadway, like, I'm sure it's boring doing the same show over and over again, but it's also got to be pretty nice that you learn the part
Yes,
in the
Morgan.
beginning of the show,
Well-
and once you've learned it, you just get to do that for like,
Yeah, you do stuff during the run, a long run especially, just to amuse yourself.
right.
When I was doing How to Succeed
Mhm.
with Dan Radcliffe, I can't remember his name now. God, damn.
Daniel Radcliffe.
No, Dan.
Oh.
The guy who played the boss was on.
Gordon Gecko.
No,
That's
God,
I think
Look
it
it
was
up on
Gordon
your-
Gecko.
no.
Look it up on your phone.
Oh, why would you bring it up, Rich?
Fuck you, fuck you, boss. Anyway, we would try to make each other laugh on stage. When I was doing Little Shop, there was a scene where I come in from stage left, and the stage manager would hand me a piece of paper, and on it was the way I had to play the scene.
Mhm.
I had to play the scene with a lisp, or I had to play the scene like I had to pull up my ass, right?
That's-
And so I would do the entire scene as that. And I could just hear one person behind me laughing. It was the stage manager.
And
So you
it's
just
like-
do shit like that.
just the fact that it's something new, you're like,
Yeah.
this is, I live for this.
When you meet Timur, I mean, he was a really deaf guy. And you're not supposed to, but everyone kind of.
Yeah, now your co-star from How to Succeed, Nick Jonas, is in the biggest movie in the world.
That's right.
Jumanji made $60 million over the weekend.
Kevin and
Did it really?
The Rock.
$60
Wow.
million.
It's crazy.
Wow.
The first one made $30 million its first weekend. They were like, we'll probably make about $30 million for the sequel, and then it went ahead and made 60.
Well, they're promoting it so well
Yeah.
on
Yes.
Rock's Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 150 million followers, and him and Kevin and Danny DeVito and Danny Glover are doing these great videos. It's
Yeah.
just so smart.
Meanwhile,
Really
poor
smart.
Clint Eastwood made $14 for his Richard Jewell movie.
People are saying it's because it's controversy. No one cares about the story.
Yes.
We all remember it, and it was fascinating.
Can I tell you
but
the
it's
truth?
not compelling to run out and watch it in a movie.
96. I was 14 years old. I barely remember. I don't remember all the
I
controversy.
remember the story. Richard Jewell was falsely accused of the Olympic
Atlanta,
bombing in
was that
Atlanta.
Atlanta?
Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it's just it's not as compelling a story, I guess.
as Jumanji.
Yeah, that's a bit. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I'm not pressed to run out and watch it. I would watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, me too.
How
It looks
much-
like it's going to be good, but I'm not,
How much did The Irishman make in the theaters?
17.
Not as much on the theaters. It was only very so limited.
Right, it was so limited. I know.
I know
Yeah.
it did very well on Netflix.
I
though.
loved it.
I really, I had no idea you were in it. And then I thought, this guy doing Rickles looks familiar. And then I realized it was you. It's kind of like when you played Lenny Bruce on that TV show.
Yeah.
don't
the
insult
long
Jim.
shot.
What do you call Pesci? If Pesci doesn't win an Oscar or nominated,
That was a career-defining
Yeah,
It's amazing.
role for
And they had to
Pesci.
pull him out of retirement for it, too.
Yeah.
Hey, when they, I wanted to, the Oscars, some shortlist got released. Do they have Best Picture, Best, or is it only certain? What's that?
I think just documentary and animated.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll get nominated, though. I mean, he got nominated for Golden
I want to see if
Globe.
De Niro does. He kind of got snubbed, and he was so great in that, too. I hate to see him not get a nomination.
Yeah, I feel like De Niro didn't get nominated because Pacino and Pesci were so good in that movie. But De Niro was still better in that movie than most people in other movies this year.
I agree.
You know, I think all three of them deserve to get recognized.
Rich?
if you don't win Best Cameo,
Well, you know.
Oof.
Oh, you mean for Chip Chipperson?
No, he's talking about the Irishman.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would have been great if you did Chip Chipperson as Rickles. That would have been.
No, I thought he meant the cameo account.
Yeah.
That Chip does cameo shout outs.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're so much fun.
What is it, just on your mind all the time?
Nobody said cameo.
I know, but I didn't. I was like, clearly,
Was
we're
I gonna
talking
think of-
about the Irishman.
Think of the group?
It's terrible. Are you on Cameo, Rob Bartlett?
No.
You know what
Yeah.
Cameo is?
Yeah.
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 Chip Chipperson is grossly successful on it. And I say grossly because it's disgusting.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible.
How much did they charge?
$69.
Of course. Of course.
Of course. Rich, why are you on Cameo?
because nobody wants to hear a lisp for their birthday.
Can I tell you something? I
be
scroll
great
through
on
the
it.
names. I don't know half of these fucking people, and they want $100,
Yeah.
$200. Like, who the fuck are you? Oh, that's great.
There are a lot of people that are like YouTube personalities or Instagram personalities or whatever.
yeah.
You don't know who they are.
My 12-year-old got 2 million views on her TikTok account. I mean,
Wow.
2 million.
Isn't it
Why would
crazy?
you wait? Why wouldn't you say that proudly of your 12-year-old
Because
instead
she's
of
doing better than me.
I
Because
see.
she's
So you're
smarter
better
than you.
about it, yeah.
What'd she do in the TikTok video? Was she lip syncing a song? What was she doing?
Dancing or whatever.
You didn't even pay attention.
Why don't you go in the fucking
Your
videos with
12-year-old.
her?
Because she did no, she was doing some computer shit or whatever. She's
Your
too smart.
12-year-old just created something that is bigger than any accomplishment you've ever had in show business.
will have.
That's true.
Yes.
And you won't even pay attention to it.
I did. I ask her every day how many more likes and
You don't even know what
views.
the video is.
And you don't even
It's-
go you watch it yourself?
You've never seen the video.
I'm not on TikTok.
Well, Rich,
No, you're not.
you're on the back nine of your career. You can see the clubhouse
I'm in
from
the
where
clubhouse.
you are. It's your children are going to do better than you. Like my youngest son is in a band called Max Seal, and they just released an album a couple weeks ago, and they're doing these tours. 4, 5, 6 week tours across the country. They're getting huge.
But let me ask you, are you proud of your son or are you Voss, bitter and mad at
No,
him for
I'm
his
very
success?
proud of my
proud,
kid.
You
but
didn't
I'm
even watch
also-
the video.
I'm also envious. I mean,
You are.
This is the very beginning of his career.
Right. You're like, I had that at
But
one
they're-
point.
and they're great. I mean, and they really have international fans. It's because of the internet.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's amazing. They show up at towns that they've never been to before, and there are people there to see them.
It's incredible.
Are you on your show? Is it just you on stage, or you have other things that they?
I used to do. I used to bring a girl group with me called the
Bartletts.
The Bartletts.
I remember that.
And they would open the show. They would do like 50s and 60s girl group songs, and then I'd come out and do my thing, and I would bring them back at the end to do a number together. I would do my James Brown bit or whatever it was. I would do with them. But then it got expensive.
to have to pay them. Yeah.
I said, you're gone. If you're fine, I can do it myself. No, it's just me. And it's changed over the years. Like I was thinking about when I first started, the types of bits I was doing. I wasn't really doing traditional stand-up. I was doing
Definitely.
character pieces, like little set, almost one-in-one sketches.
Yeah.
And then as it went along, I'd still do them, but then I started getting into doing observational stuff, just really stand up with a microphone. And so the act is a combination of those two things. And of course, I will be doing the Salmonella's Night Before Christmas in Brooklyn bit, which is,
Do you still do the Beatles bit?
I used to. I won't do it, for Christmas. But
Yeah.
And what was it? The dogs playing.
Dogs at a Cocktail Party.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the first bits I ever did.
Did it really?
Yeah, one of the first bits I ever did. Dixon's Dogs at a Cocktail Party. It was so stupid.
Did you now? Was it a pain in the ass to travel with the tennis racket?
A lot of times, I would forget it and I'd have to find a place to get a wooden tennis racket. There's go to Salvation Armies and places like that.
You
to find.
fucking prop backs are all the same.
I'm telling you. I used to have the suitcase, like Nelson.
No.
I used to work with a suitcase.
Remember Frankie who pulled out his little piano?
Yeah. Frankie.
Jim, are you marveling at Rob's politeness for answering that question about the tennis racket?
You don't know what it is. You don't even know what
You
that
said, was
means.
it tough to travel with a tennis racket?
You don't know why he traveled with a tennis racket.
That's not what you
fucking-
asked him.
I said, was it tough because he used to use a tennis racket?
Was
in
it
the
a bigger
beat-
tennis racket or was it a standard-sized tennis
it's in the-
racket?
It's a
because he
standard.
used
Then
it in
the question remains the
No,
same.
you fucking moron, you bearded cocksucker. Let me tell you what I'm talking about.
You have a
'Cause
beard
he-
and suck cocks as well.
It's a go-to.
because when he did the Beatles, he used a tennis
I
racket.
just brought up the Beatles bit.
That's why I said, was it tough to drive with a
Why would it be difficult to travel with a
I'm
tennis
just saying,
racket?
The bottom line is, could he do the
joking.
bit with or without the racket? You fucking idiot! That's what I was saying. Can you do the Beatles without the tennis racket? Indirectly, I was saying that. You see what I'm saying?
I did it once with a pizza paddle. That wasn't
See?
as good.
Now we got that out of him.
We got there.
I'm trying to help you out, Rich.
No,
I'm trying to bail you out.
Yeah, really? Tell me never to come here again.
Well, you have to come back tomorrow because
No,
that's
I'm
when your
not-
album actually comes out.
Oh, yeah, an album.
My sixth one. My sixth.
Sixth.
Yeah, my sixth. It's
Yeah.
coming out tomorrow. When I saw Hamilton.
I've only heard amazing things about it, and all your
They're all
albums
said
have
by
been
Rich.
great. Yeah, well,
I've not heard anything about it, but I'm happy that you're doing it.
if you search iTunes, you can pre-order now When I Saw Hamilton by Rich Voss. You can also spend your holidays that Saturday between Christmas and New Year's. You can head to Waterbury, Connecticut, and you can see Rob Bartlett's holiday extravaganza with or without the tennis racket.
That's right.
Yes. And don't forget, Creeps with Kids tour starts up again in January.
Yep.
We're in Michigan. We got the Borgata. We got a bunch of stuff. Tampa. Go to CreeksForKidsTour.com.
You can follow Rob on Twitter at the Robio, RIBIO.
ROBIO.
What did I say?
A. You said A. B.
I did?
Yeah, you think he's Jewish?
The Robio, ROBIO. And that's got all his tour information.
Did you ever have
the Rob Bartlett Radio Comedy Hour podcast still available
Still available, no matter what.
every week?
Yes.
Did you ever use a badminton racket instead of a tennis?
I did actually once, Rich. I used a pizza paddle once and a
How's Gary
cane
doing?
once. Gary's doing great.
Tell him I said hi.
I will.
I still know his number by heart.
You do.
What else?
Probably
do
because you
what
kept
else do
calling it and wouldn't get work.
Huh?
Didn't Gary book you the night before you
Went to rehab.
Yeah.
I called Gary. I told you. I called Gary. I go, listen, I'm going to rehab tomorrow. I need a one-nighter so I can go get high before I go to rehab. And I did BF Packies, got $60, went, bought 4 vials of crack, smoked them till sunup, and went to rehab and never picked up. But I thank Gary for that for years.
There you go.
Thank you.
Saved my life too.
It was so funny, Gary, and his wife was so nice.
Oh yeah, they're great.
So nice.
They're great. I mean, I know him longer than I know my wife. We've been together longer than I've been married.
Gary.
Gary
Grant.
Grant.
Did you ever
He,
work for him?
No.
We we were working on a thing from Ferns. We got together. It was a video project. It was called Magazine du Jour. It was supposed to be a takeoff on those magazine shows that were happening, a bunch of sketches and stuff. And that's how we met, and we bonded over our mutual love for the Beatles, and the rest is, as I say, history. But I got really sick with Crohn's, like to the point where I was, they say, 2 days from checking out.
Wow.
Because I'd gotten septic, my system, because I was so in denial that I was sick.
Mm-hmm.
I weighed like 70 pounds. It was ridiculous. I had to do, when I worked, I'd had to sit on a stool to do stand-up because I couldn't stand. I was that weak. And he actually picked me up and carried me to the hospital.
Wow.
To send.
He didn't have a
save my
car?
life.
We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norman.
This is the new Ja Rule,
No,
yeah.
it isn't.
Yes, I swear to God
But
it
it
is.
sounds like old.
Yeah.
Well, he's sampling Dougie Fresh and
Oh.
Slick Rick.
Okay. Well, good for him. He's got to make that money back from that Fire Festival, right?
The
the
song is
song's
called
about.
Fire.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, what a smart guy.
It's on the nose.
He's apologizing.
Oh, is he?
No.
Oh. You should get all those dumb models to be in the video, too.
That's probably right.
I guess the models are pretty smart. They kind of got the money and ran.
They
They got
did.
paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, how's your cameo? I saw Karen's on Cameo.
Karen's on Cameo. Congratulations.
I have 3 requests in right now that I have to figure out. I have to do it today. Some of them are pretty funny. One of them, a guy told me he spent $25 to have me tell his girlfriend that it's okay that he looks at my ass on Instagram.
Nice.
I told the girl, I was like, you poor thing. I was like, make your boyfriend pay $25 for something else, too.
How many have you done?
Like 7.
Do you do them day of?
I try to, but no. Oh, there I am. I try to, but no. I have a couple in the bank I got to figure out because I haven't had a good backdrop. You got to find some privacy. It's like you have to.
You'll
Why
eventually
don't you
find one place and just do them.
Just do, yeah.
Do it on the toilet.
I might.
That's the
Might
best.
as well, right? You get nice acoustics.
Yeah.
I fucking did one on the well, I didn't, but someone I know did. and there was a loud.
Did Chip have to use the toilet?
Or Edgar.
It was Chip, and it was a. Edgar doesn't by the toilet. Edgar's near the toilet. Chip did one on the toilet, and there was a loud bit of acoustic, muddy evidence.
Splash.
Yeah,
That's a little bonus.
Yeah,
Are they still? How long is the average one now?
Yeah.
I did one last night. It was 3 minutes,
Yeah.
It's too long.
Now, how long are they supposed to be?
30 seconds to a minute.
Right,
I
right.
mean,
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes Chip just he goes on a rant.
I thought
Chip
people
is-
are really getting their money's worth. Then.
He's doing like mini podcasts.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Karen, by the way, hosts the female stand-up and burlesque show.
Yep.
Stand
Not
up.
anymore. Not anymore. Just do frantic.
what happened?
I quit. It was another thing. I just didn't want to do it anymore.
You're not
Good for
enjoying
you.
it?
Yeah.
Guess
no.
what? 2020.
Fuck
It's a
it.
whole new you.
Quitter, Karen.
It's okay. leave the past in the past. What's going on then with you in 2020? Because that's the only plug that I have
Just
for
come,
you.
I come to Frantic every Monday at the stand at 10.
Frantic is every Monday.
Yep.
Is that your show?
Yeah, it's mine and Aaron Berg's.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Come
Yeah.
see Frantic at the stand every Monday.
He's funny.
10
So
p.m.
funny.
I love
yeah,
Aaron.
it's great. It's a great show. We always have hot people dropping in. Hot comics.
Hot
Good line.
comics. I love hot comics.
Mark Norman's there almost every Monday.
He's
If you're
such a hot comic.
If you're a Mark
Yeah.
Norman fan.
Ooh, how can you not be?
Dan Soder, you know.
Fantastic.
What time's it start?
They get me wet. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Well, that's incredible. Karen.
Jim Gaffigan.
Is that right? Every Monday, Jim Gaffigan's there?
Well, he's been around. He's been dropping in.
We'll see. Who knows? You're starting to sound like one of those barkers in Times Square.
I-
Like, you like Comedy Central, Chris Rock,
Ellen DeGeneres.
Dave Chappelle, Tina Fey.
As seen on Comedy Central. As seen on.
I've seen on.
Yeah. You like Tina Fey? What? Yeah. Here's a comedy show. Huh? Is she going to be there? Go. What?
Yeah. Give me $20.
These are just words.
I know it's a free show.
It is.
It's a free show?
Yeah.
And people come to it.
And people come. It's always packed.
That's
It's
a good
time.
room.
Yeah.
Stand's a really good room.
Yeah.
The stand is a good room. I did a 90 Day Fiance podcast at the stand.
Yeah, Yamanika wants me to do hers. I keep forgetting because the guys, people do them at night, and at night I'm just fucking worthless.
Right.
Yeah.
And in the morning.
You know, you're not, yeah. I'm trying
No,
to
you're
find the
good.
time of day that you're worthwhile.
I understand.
time.
Good luck.
We're working on it.
How do you find the time to do another thing? It's. We're all very busy people.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm in flux with my boyfriend.
What's that mean?
What's influx mean? Because I had assumed. So here's what
Because I did burn it to the ground a little bit when we first broke up.
Well, I learned on your Instagram that this boyfriend that you talked about on the show before that you're very much in love with previously.
And on Chip, she wouldn't stop.
I know.
Right.
I know. I was mad. I'm still in love with him. I still want to marry him. I just think we have some fundamental problems we got to work out.
Well, there were posts about you guys breaking up.
Yeah.
Those posts disappeared.
Right. I did. I tweeted about his hair lip. I was in a mood.
Wait,
Right.
you broke up with him, or he broke up with you?
I broke up with him, but I was mad at the way that he yelled at me on Saturday night. He yelled at me and he clapped his hands like this, like cheerleaders clap their hands.
He was clapping
You
back.
mean like he did the you need to listen to me.
Yes. He's like, I'm not interested. Nah, nah, nah.
I didn't
What
know
were you
guys
doing?
did that.
No, I didn't either. What were you doing?
It was my fault. I tried to have a conversation with him when he got home drunk at 3:30 in the morning.
What was the what you mean a
I
conversation?
just wanted
like
to talk
how-
about why he got home at 5:30 in the morning the night before.
Okay, that's not a conversation. You wanted to
break
reprimand
up.
him.
I wanted to break up.
You wanted to fight with him.
Yeah.
Well, you're the girlfriend. You want to know, hey, where have you been all night?
I don't know.
That's typical.
Am I crazy? I mean, I think 5:30 is a pretty hard sell. I don't know.
5:30 is tough.
It's kind of late.
And what was he doing?
I'm with my friends. With my friends.
He's just trying to get some fresh coos. That's all.
Dip
I
it in
know.
some strange.
Yeah, that's all.
Shut the fuck up, Troy.
Good for you. You're right. Troy, shut the fuck up.
He says he wasn't cheating on me, and I believe.
But he probably was, right, Troy?
But I believe
Yeah,
him,
I mean,
Troy.
you know, no offense.
He's not- he doesn't have
your
goofy neck tattoos like you.
I'm
He
sure your pussy's fine, but it's you know what? It's fun to get some new.
You'll
new
never
pussy.
know, Troy.
I don't need to know.
Yeah, but you know what? When was the last time, Troy, you hung out with your dude friends until 5:30?
Exactly.
Jim, do you hang out with the dudes, the bros, until 5:30?
No, and here's what you got to do, and it might sound like tough medicine. If
Yes.
you want to see if he's been cheating, smell his dick.
I know.
That's how I
Yeah.
tell if my girlfriend's been cheating.
Yeah.
They didn't. There was a song.
This
Let me
is a
smell
li-
your dick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard when they come home at 5:30.
It's
He
yeah.
might just
think
be
you-
with his friends.
You got to more than smell. I think you got to suck it because you can't. Let's say he used a condom to fuck someone. You can't
yeah.
smell that, but you can taste that
Probably taste
spermicide on there.
Yeah. I mean, look. At a certain point, You're hanging out with your
That's
buds.
just the funniest thing. Hold on, let me suck your dick, babe.
Yeah, prove it.
Put it in my mouth.
Let me make you come really fast, and then we're gonna talk.
What, were you texting him while he was out?
No, I didn't text him once. I was letting him live, not until 5 a.m.
I mean, once it gets to like 4 a.m. and you're just hanging out with dudes,
Yeah.
it's almost like, what are we doing here together?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna get weird. Like nothing.
Were you living together?
No, but I was at his place that weekend. Like
Oh, boy.
we had planned to take a HIIT class the next day. Like
What's a hit class?
high intensity interval training. Like
Oh.
we're gonna work out. We're gonna work at 9 a.m. You know.
Did he wake up for the workout?
No, he certainly did not, Sam.
did
Thank
not.
you for asking. He snored like a fucking pig.
Yeah, but you got that workout in the night before. You know what I'm saying?
Dipping in some strange.
I tried to kick him out of the bed, but I couldn't.
So wait, he
He's
came
too
home
big, right?
and you yelling at him.
Yeah.
No, he came home at 5:30, and what I did was I showed him my phone to show him what time it was, and I was like, "Oh, is this the new couples curfew? Cool," you know, like.
But he was drunk.
Yeah, so he didn't think that was funny, but I was just trying to be funny.
But he's a young man too, isn't he? Isn't he
He is
younger than
younger
you?
than me, yeah.
How old is he?
He's 30.
Oh, so he's not that young.
No.
No.
Okay.
So he comes home at 5:30. You're laying there. Did he text you back when you texted him at 5?
All of a sudden, he's coming home. when I
Oh, it's
text
just
him.
on my way.
Yeah.
Oh, weird that you texted me. I'm right outside.
I know.
He did
So
text you
weird.
back.
Yeah, he did text me back. He did come home, and he was with a friend. They both came back.
I'll
but-
bet they did.
So how did you break up with him? What'd you say?
I mean, I sort of like let the next day go. I like did my own thing, and then when he came home again at 3:30, I was like, "What's
Oh,
the
the second night in a row.
Yeah, I was like, "What's And he just was like, "Ah," he yelled at me, so that I just left.
Well, do you guys have standing plans or something like that?
Well, then we sort of were going to reconcile. I went back.
Do you hang out together? Is that what like the general consensus is? Here, we're gonna date, and then on the weekends we'll hang out separately, and you just come home when you come home.
Well, I mean, that's what I think we're trying to figure out. My thing is I'm so busy. I work so much that like there's designated boyfriend time in my life, and I want to spend that time like winding down, like affectionate with a boyfriend, having sex. And it's like if you're available during those times, like good. But if you're not, like I'm gonna go have boyfriend time with someone else, probably.
Did you tell him that?
No, but I probably should.
But it does make sense. Like you have just because your schedule is opposite. If there was like a person who worked nights
Yeah.
every night and
Yeah.
you work during the day,
I
and
wouldn't date that person. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. My thing is like if your social life is a priority to you, like that's not cool. I think
Plus-
that's such a turnoff to me.
you're 30. You know, do you really need to be
No,
hanging
her
out?
boyfriend.
That's what I mean.
Troy, I'm
Whoa!
gonna fucking punch you in the neck.
Come over
I
and
hate you
punch me.
so
Come
much.
here.
Why,
Punch
what,
me.
what is the tension?
He
What
just
is
he starts with
he
me.
does
No,
every
you started
time.
calling me an asshole right out of the gate.
Every time you start
you were
with
like
her,
your
Troy.
pussy's fine. My pussy's amazing.
No, I wouldn't say amazing.
It is.
But
my pussy's really
trust
good.
me,
I've
trust
heard
me
good
when
things.
I tell you. Trust me when I
Obvious-
tell you. It gets old.
Obviously, my pussy's amazing because my personality is difficult.
Yeah,
That's actually
a
great evidence.
Way,
That
a
is
great
great
way
evidence.
to look at it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have some redeeming quality, right?
I fucking stab him.
Why are you so ornery
He's
over
in love
there?
with me. It's so obvious.
I think
He's so see-through.
He's just pulling your pigtails?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think he wants
so.
you to like him.
I like Karen.
I
I,
think
really
he
do.
does.
There
I
you
think,
go.
I
It's
think
light
she's
flirting.
funny.
So
I think
easy.
she's funny. But
You're easy.
but it
Troy.
is funny.
You're
it
the
is
easiest DJ.
it is
Push
funny.
play on a song I like, please.
I love seeing when this happens.
When
I
people
love
break
it.
up.
No, I love it because girls love to brag about their man. Look at my man. You want to make all your exes jealous. You want to be like, look how great my man. We're in bed. He made me breakfast in bed. Look how great he is.
What are you supposed to tweet about if not the positive things
Yeah.
going on
And
in your
then-
life?
And then when you gotta eat shit, it's fucking funny. It's fucking funny.
You like when the perfect guy fucks up?
Exactly.
Yeah. Says the
Yeah.
guy who's like, hey, look, my song, it got nominated for a Grammy, guys. Look at me, guys. Look at what Black
God.
Caviar's doing, guys.
You
Look.
desperate DJ.
Look, I'm on a helicopter, guys.
Yeah, you know, if you sell something, the whole office is gonna hear about it. Remember Ricky Roma?
DJ Thirsty.
Sorry, so you left. Did he call you as soon as you left?
No, he sent me all my stuff that was there in an Uber. Yep.
That's a good way to do
That was,
it.
that was my idea, actually. He was like, "Oh, do you want to come get your stuff?" And I was like, "No, why don't you just
Did
put
he
it?"
fight for you to come back?
No, he was still mad. I think we were both still mad. I was like, "No, just put it in an Uber, so that way we didn't have to see each other." And then I sort of like my routine had been with him at his place. I was going to that Equinox, and so I flipped everything around. I went back to my old life, and then like Monday,
You had to go to a new Equinox?
it's Williamsburg. I like Williamsburg better than Brooklyn Heights, anyways. So,
So wait a minute. How long did it take you to flip everything back? The same next day, you just start going back to your old gym,
yeah,
not calling each other.
yeah. I mean, he started texting
gotta get that
me.
pump on.
Monday I was super busy, and he started texting me. It's just like long, like paragraph. And that's the other thing. He knew I was on the radio. He knew I was doing shit too. And then he's fucking sending me these long ass texts. I'm kind of like, you gotta.
Was it sorry text? Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like, you know.
acted out. I'm like, well, that's fucking. I can't be attracted to somebody that acts out.
What does acting out mean? What did he do to act out?
I don't know, because he needed to like blow off steam or something. But I'm like, dude, I'm out every night. Like, what are you're acting like you have a controlling girlfriend, and I'm out until 1 a.m. every night working, like 7 days a week.
So do you think that he was flirting with another?
Maybe.
A wandering eye, Jim?
Yes. Perhaps he had wanderlust.
He might. He might. I think he's just insecure about like not having a career yet.
Okay.
But what does that have to do? I mean, maybe he doesn't have a career yet because he's going and hanging out with his friends until 5 o'clock in the morning, like he's in college,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So he said, like, "Hey, I acted out."
I acted out.
Did it move you at all? Like,
No, it just like
he
made me
acted
like turned off. It just all turned me off.
it
Do
just
you-
turned you off.
Are you the
Yeah.
type that just
I
when you're
just-
out, you're out?
No, I don't drink. So there's like
He needs
No,
a
I mean
relationship.
when you're off, you're like there's like I'm either in or I'm out.
I guess so, because my thing is I like a messy, kind of passionate, intense love. Like I like the type of love like you make bad
Mm-hmm. Toxic.
decisions.
They call it toxic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's my fave.
Toxic relationships is what that's called.
Where it's
Yeah.
like you never really feel like balanced or safe. It's just like
Yeah.
really, really intense.
There's always a goal to fight for, as opposed to something like trying to corral them. Corralling someone is always a great challenge.
Yeah, that's fun, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So now it's
Makes
like,
you feel good, but then also very bad.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then you're
that's
like,
good.
all right, well, there's a belt around my neck. This is not working.
Right. Like the
sounds
highs
good, though.
the highs are great and then you get those wonderful times of feeling absolutely worthless.
Right.
Right. So it's good stuff.
you're alone in the world.
Yeah.
I guess that's the decision that I have to make, because I guess he wants this sort of like balanced, harmonious, where I'm friends with his friends and everybody's friends, and in like
Like a relationship.
Yeah.
Like a good health like he wants a healthy
He wants
relationship
to be a couple.
and you
Yeah.
want something much more toxic.
right.
But wait, so he's texting you and you're turned off. Are you responding to him?
I responded to him. I let him. We were gonna have lunch, and then we just like fought for like an hour and like walked around and,
Who started the fight?
and cried
Yeah.
and drama. Well,
Who was crying?
he was.
Oh, that's not that attractive.
He also like doesn't want to be part of my public life, which is like
That's tough for you.
well, that's not fair to the other person, because it's like, well, it's my life too, and so I'm gonna talk.
So
about,
he doesn't want you to talk about him.
I don't want to talk about. I don't want to be
Oh.
on his Instagram. I just want to be tweet about his hair.
So he's
lip.
probably not like with the hair lip I could get.
He said that to you?
It makes him way hotter. I think you should have a very thick skin about that. That feature makes him hotter.
Joaquin Phoenix is doing well.
It's a rugged man thing. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a good-looking guy. So wait, he said, please don't tweet about that?
Yeah, he doesn't want me tweeting about him. He doesn't want to be on my Instagram. He wants, and I'm just like, you hit me up, bro. You saw me on a podcast. You knew what you were getting. Like, I was
That's
never
fair.
a private person. So, and then it's like,
Plus, you're talking about all your exes on your podcast. It's not like
Right.
you talking about your relationships is new.
And you
Right.
said he was a great bang. Like, you didn't
Great
say
leg.
anything shitty about
no,
him.
I was mad. I still want to marry him.
He's very
I still-
complimentary.
I still love him. I just think we have some issues, and like, maybe it won't work right now. Maybe. But
Well, it doesn't. But the way what you're describing sounds like no relationship would work
What do you mean? Because
because you want everything to be kind of like, you know, in that sort of state of
intensity,
craziness
But that's
and
how I'm
passion
That's
and-
how I'm feeling right now, because we're taking a step back
I
and like
see.
reevaluating, and sort of like I went there Thursday and I spent a lot of time there, and then I went back to my place on Sunday, and I guess it's like good for us to like take a step back and see how things are working.
How was it Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
It was great, you know, but we don't spend a shit ton of time together. I'm working, and it was great because he walked my dog.
But it's probably tougher too. Like when you're in a relationship and you don't spend that much time together, it can make the transition weird because every relationship has that sort of honeymoon period where it is intense and you guys are having a blast and
Yeah.
you're getting to know each other and everything. And at some point, if you're going to stay together, it's got to settle into day to day,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like
I
it
just-
has to settle into normal.
Agreed. I just don't understand why my routine, why I have to be incorporated into his routine, like into his like friends. I don't enjoy going to bars for no reason.
Okay, but
Okay, what?
that's what he does. if you're sitting here saying,
I didn't know that though. That wasn't his thing until like a month ago. He wasn't going.
he was hiding it a little bit.
Yeah, I think he doesn't want to be that guy. I don't think he wants to be some guy who just like goes out and drinks. I think he wants to be busy and successful.
So wait,
he's 30. Enough is enough with that nonsense.
And
by the way.
you want to be incorporated in his life, or you want him incorporated in yours, or neither?
I am fine if we have separate friend groups.
Oh.
I am so fine. Like I have, my comic friends are my friends, and I don't have like I hardly have any friends that aren't comics.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has like regular boring friends who I have no interest in getting to know.
You don't want to meet them and be.
I don't, and I guess that's mean.
That's tough.
Yeah,
It's
that's
honest.
like shitty.
I mean, I get it. But in order to be in a relationship, you do have to
I
at least be
know.
cordial with his friends.
but I'm really good with one of them,
Okay.
and
How many friends does he have? More than one?
yeah,
Okay.
and then I'm really good with his family. Or I was.
That's important.
That's important.
Until I tweeted about his hair lip, and they got really mad.
They got mad too?
Oh no! What did you tweet? I didn't
was
see the
just
tweet.
like, I'm so excited that we broke up because now I can tweet about his goofy hair lip. That's all.
Okay.
And I
But,
said that when he goes down on me, it looks like there's 4 pussies down there.
oh, wow. Okay. That's a
Four
lot.
pussies?
That's a lot for, I mean, it's very, very funny. Yeah, because the lips and no, I got that.
Oh,
but it's
what
a
made
lot
you
for
do
the
that?
family to hear.
I was in a state of rage. I'm Irish.
Right.
I pop off.
Right. You were popping off at the mouth.
I popped off.
Why were you
Yeah.
rageful?
Because when he yelled at me on Saturday and was like, it sort of like kicked me out of his place. That's how I felt, like me and my dog, like at 3 a.m. So I was mad at him.
So you tweeted that, and his family got pissed.
Yeah.
He
Did you take the
kicked
tweet
you out
down?
while he was drunk?
What happened?
He kicked you out while he was drunk?
Yeah.
Did you take the tweet down?
Yeah.
That's probably
Did you feel bad about it?
better.
Because he's probably a little insecure. Like,
But again, I don't think he should because it makes him hotter.
You like that. But it didn't sound like it.
yeah, it sounded like you.
Like,
knew
oh,
get
good,
to him.
we're broken up. I can make fun of his goofy hair lip. Isn't like, oh, how attractive is this? Like, oh, like you wouldn't tweet, oh, good, now that we're broken up, we can all make jokes about his big giant dick or something. Like it wouldn't.
know.
Are.
Like, I mean, I was trying to be funny and I was trying to get everybody riled up. I was riled up.
So
You
he,
were riled up.
He was. What was he upset about?
He just feels. I think that he has to sort of do a lot of answering to his friends about me because I never come
Oh, yeah.
out.
Oh.
So
Well, and also, I mean, the things that you say
about
publicly.
yeah,
And
sure.
also, like, your Instagram,
My
you're
Instagram,
just
yeah.
naked.
He takes those pictures out, so like half
But
of
that's
them.
no, that's not. It's okay to take them. You go like, hey, world,
yeah. He's
here's
a
my
photographer.
ass. This is what my ass looks like.
They're always nice pictures.
I love them.
He's a
I'm glad that I get to experience that part of your life as well. But for a lot of people, like for my wife,
Right. She wouldn't want
rest-
the world to see what you're packing down there. Those
Exactly.
hot buns,
Yeah,
those
exactly.
pasty white buns.
exactly right. She married in to get those buns all to
It's like,
herself.
you better keep those buns on lock. And
Precisely.
What do
I
his
know.
friends ask?
I mean, I'm sure that they're like, oh, it'd be fun to meet Karen.
Oh, you never met them?
Some of them, no.
Does he ask you and you say no?
I say, well, this one time I was planning on going to a dinner, but then he stayed out really late, so I bailed on the dinner.
How late was it?
But I gave up a like $250 gig to go to dinner with his grandmother and like family when they were
Well,
out
that's
of town.
dumb. I would never do that.
I
Don't
went to an escape the room. Like I put in
Did you
time.
enjoy that?
No, nobody does.
escape room? Like
Oh, it's
how
awful.
fucking basic are like
Thank you.
Did you guys get out?
Yeah. they
He
have
looks
to
like
let
my
you know.
Uncle Mike.
Really?
When my Uncle Mike was young.
This
yeah.
is like it's so funny. I deleted so many of our pictures.
so that makes two of you that had sex with somebody that looks like your Uncle Mike.
My Uncle Mike was a fine man. He's only a couple years older.
He was romantic.
Yeah, the fact that you sat through one of those awful escape rooms, I feel like should get you a lot of points.
Thank you so much. I've been putting in work.
Did he have fun in the escape room?
No, he checked out within 5 minutes.
But
He
wait,
was on
it
his
was his
phone.
idea, right?
It was his family. Yeah.
Right.
I told my mom that, and they were like, "Oh my god!"
And you gave up a gig?
And I gave up a gig to go to dinner with when his family.
That's a
was
lot.
out of
I
town.
mean, you are making an effort there.
I really am, and like he doesn't enjoy hanging out at the comedy clubs or waiting around for me while I'm working, and I never push him. I'm like,
I don't
"Fine."
blame him.
I don't either. I don't need it. I don't want a grumpy person.
But he's
around.
got to be. He does. I mean, part of your life, he has to be okay with you hanging out at comedy clubs.
Yeah, and
like understanding that, yeah, you do this set, but just because your set's over doesn't mean your job is done. Like you're going to hang out there for a while.
I know, and I think that he does, but I think that he's insecure about it. I think it's just like hard.
When you have a
for-
funny girlfriend around funny guys,
Yeah.
it's got to be weird for a guy dating a woman and all her male friends are funny
Yeah,
comics.
yeah.
So let me go to with Sean in Boston.
I think you should break up with him. What's up? What's up, Sean?
Sean's my
Morning
new boyfriend.
kisses from my boys.
Hello.
So first of all, like, it sounds like this guy is kind of disassociating from Karen.
Yeah.
If he starts drinking partway through. Second of all, why didn't he just bring his friends to one of your shows?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to stay the whole time.
That's true. You would think he would be proud
Yeah.
and be like if
Yeah.
you're in high school,
Yeah.
you're in the school play,
Right.
your high school boyfriend's going to come see you.
And I think it would be totally normal for me to ask for that type of support. Like, hey, look at my girlfriend. Like, come check it
Do
out.
you
Like,
I don't even
that?
think you should ask.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
But I don't think you should ask. I think he should be like, oh man, I want to come see you.
He says sometimes my comedy makes him feel bad because maybe
Oh,
I do a
my.
little crowd work once in a while, and I'll be like joke hitting on a dude here and there. You know what I mean?
Oh my.
Well,
Karen,
he's not a comic.
Karen,
It's got to be hard to watch.
it's not going to work out. It's just not.
Hi, Rob. Look who's here, my saving grace. We're gonna have an affair, Rob. No guilt on my end anymore.
No.
I had a girlfriend in the audience years ago, and I was hitting on a woman in the audience.
Yeah.
And I was kidding. Why did you say she should? Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you
yeah,
were done. I thought you
I
were
wanted to
talking
ask you why you said he should have broke up with you after the last Chip podcast. What'd you say?
Why should he break up?
I don't know. That's why I wanted to ask Sean.
Sean, call back if you want.
I had a girlfriend years ago come to a show at the Borgata, and I was kind of like hitting on someone in the audience, joking.
Yeah.
No.
And she got so fucking angry. She's like, "You knew I was there." I'm like, "Well, yeah, obviously I know you're there. How
Right.
real is it?"
Right. It's like how.
Right.
How
You're not
about,
going
how about
home
like
with-
how funny was that, babe? Like I just
Yeah.
crushed. Like
Yeah.
that's what you want.
It's hard for somebody who's not. I think for a man to watch his girlfriend be funny, which is typically to watch your girlfriend dominate a room and hang out with other guys that are doing that. As a guy, it's probably a little harder because you're not as used to the dynamic.
I understand
Karen,
that, and
you're-
like, but that's why I was very public. I think with him, like on Instagram, and like wanting to show him off because I wanted him to feel secure in
Right.
us, and like like look at you're hot and you're fun. I would like our videos were funny together.
Karen, you're at
Sam's
a crossroads here.
Yeah, I know.
You're on the come up. You had a great year
I
for your
did.
career.
Thanks, Sam.
I think next year's going to
It's all
be
because
even
of
better.
Chip Chipperson
Yes. Yes, you're a breakout star.
and Sam Roberts.
I was just thinking that.
Has that been helpful?
Of course,
But
that's all I have.
I,
So funny.
I think
I know.
you've got, I mean,
It's
you've got to have
hard.
somebody that's either on board
right.
or not.
And it's but the truth is like he offered me a lot of stability, a lot of balance, a lot of just like I could go to the gym every morning. He would walk my dog when I would go to work.
Balance is good, but you can't be tricked. Sometimes people think that they have balance,
Mm-hmm.
but part of the balance is them kind of holding you back from doing stuff that you really should be doing, or like making you feel
But did
guilty
he though?
about.
Did he hold you back? From
Well,
anything?
if he feels guilty about material that you're doing on stage, if he doesn't want to go see you, if he doesn't want to be part of your public life,
But that's okay. Like all that stuff could work.
Yeah.
You just don't be public about it, or like it's not a secret. And then you just don't go watch you work because it makes him uncomfortable.
that's not where Karen's at right now.
But I agree with you, Jim. I think it was working. It was working for me.
Because he was lying.
Yeah, I think he wasn't fully presenting himself, and then I also just don't think he was honest about how important it is for him to go out and like drink and stuff. And it's something that I need to work on too because I don't drink recreationally. Like I don't do anything recreational that I do. It's like really planned and
Right.
fun or whatever. Like he would say to me during this fight, he's like, "You're out every night," and I'm like, "I'm working," and he goes, "Whatever you want to call it," and I'm like,
That's what.
no,
See, that's the
no, no,
attitude
no,
right there.
no.
Like in that conversation, it's not going to work.
All right, fine.
Like there's no getting past
Let's
that.
call him.
Well, a guy feels like Mr. Mom. If
Yeah.
you're again, these are just. I'm not saying these are right or wrong, but they're typically associated with a male thing. You're out doing your thing, and now your girlfriend's out in clubs and bars. All these guys are talking to her. She's like you have this role, and then
She's
you're
a
coming
whore.
home. Yeah, I mean that's a big one with a
Yeah, that's tough.
capital
That's
W.
tough. That's tough to get past that.
And you're open about your relationship with him, so he knows you probably make fun of certain things. Like it's just part of what you do.
With that whole attitude of like, well, no, you're just hanging out. You're like, even if it just comes up in fights, it's there and it's in his head, and there's no getting past it, and there's no getting past it on your end because he just
Doesn't get it.
it's an impasse.
What did he think of your work on Chip's podcast?
I mean, that's how we met. I mean, he was a fan of the Chip podcast.
That's upsetting in and of itself.
I mean, he's obviously a brilliant man.
Great sense of
Oh,
humor.
I hope he didn't cost me a fan.
I know.
God damn it.
He's returning his chip mug right now.
God damn it. Stop fucking the fans, Karen.
Sean, you're back, bud?
Yes.
Hey, man.
Hi. Good morning. Kisses again.
I know.
Why did you think he should have broken up with Karen after the last Chip podcast?
Well, if he saw her on the Chip podcast originally, maybe he fell in love with her. But then the last 2 Chip podcasts, the lighting is very unforgiving to Karen. I love you, Karen.
Fuck you, Sean.
I really thought it was something that she said. You're saying
I
she's
know,
not
me too.
attractive.
I was like, oh no, he should break up with me because I'm ugly. Fuck you, Sean. I hope your car crashes.
Okay, thank you for the insight, though, Sean. That is actually very important to the conversation. Okay, goodbye.
It's not it's that white wall.
The white wall, the light, they are taking their sweet fucking time getting that done.
Trash. What are they painting? Do they have to paint Bobby Kelly's tongue up there or something? What are they doing?
The big R.
My personal opinion.
You look cute there. What's wrong? What was that noise in the back?
Did you hear somebody
Yep.
pulling your pigtails from behind you?
Oh.
You hear somebody shoving you in the dirt?
Oh, I don't think so. I think you're
I don't think so.
ugly.
It's bad, but it's not great.
Oh, no?
Nobody looks great though against that white
Chip
wall.
does.
Chip
Yeah,
does look
Chip.
great.
Well,
Yeah,
Chip's
'cause
got a
he's
black
against
wall.
the black. Even
Why
Ross.
don't justify it. He's flirting with you.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right, just Venmo me, Troy. We'll fucking work it out. Can you press,
She's a fin dom.
can you press play on some Tracy Chapman?
In my
Here,
opinion,
fast car.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't think it's going to work out.
I heard you, Sam. I mean,
I think that there's just, and I don't blame him or you,
it's
but
just
there
too
is
much.
when you have the career that you have, it's a very unique thing, and people either understand it and are okay with it, or they're just not.
But you also, I'll say this. It was very public that you really liked him.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
I never thought like Karen doesn't like this guy. I'm
No.
like, oh, she's in love with this guy.
I was. I do. I mean, it's just,
I mean, you were so public about it that Troy, it brought him happiness to find out you were broken up.
Yeah, that's sick.
Which is, he's a miserable guy.
You're a terrible man.
Did you have intercourse this weekend when you were there?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good for you. You know what I mean? You got to get yours, right?
Really good intercourse.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had like a great, it was just then when I left on Sunday, it just feels like going backwards, you know?
Yep.
Backwards.
And I I don't have time. Like Troy, I'm old. You know, I don't want to go.
Troy's older, though. Troy's quite old.
But men age better than women.
We age differently too.
Well,
yeah.
especially after a rhinoplasty and a tit job, sure.
After 30, women's innards will start rotting.
Her womb's gonna be barren in a year.
I might be barren. I think that's what's fun about me. You can come in me. No, I don't know. Hopefully, he got me pregnant. No, I think you're right about the fundamental issues.
Yeah.
But I've dated comics though too, and I really did feel more balanced dating him.
Well, there is a middle ground. There are people who aren't comedians that can be okay
Yeah.
with what you do, and they can understand, like, oh, this is part of the gig. Like, when I wake up in the morning, she's there because she doesn't wake up early, but
Right.
at night after her set, she hangs out in comedy clubs because you have to be a part of the comedy community.
Yeah, and I hardly even hang that hard, you know. Like
I'm saying hard.
Bro, I heard you hang hard,
Hardly
bro.
even hang that hard.
That's boo.
I hang
I host,
hard.
I host, so I like see a lot of people, and it like feels like a hang. I'm there like all night, but I don't stay out late.
So was anybody creepy with you since you announced your breakup?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
No?
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fabrication.
How are they
Oh
creepy?
my god, my 6th grade boyfriend was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Hey, what's up?"
Just hitting you up in the DM like,
Yeah.
look, I just want you to know I'm here for you.
Oh, so many. I love it so much. Listen, this is gonna sound like I'm hitting on you because you are.
I sent you a text and asked if you were okay.
That's true. That was nice. A lot. Well,
That's
a lot
what's
of.
up. Just testing the waters. Okay.
She's doing
I'm
okay.
with it. Hey, what's the word, huh?
I know, but a lot of comics.
Handsome Rob sent you a couple texts.
He
Yeah.
did, yeah. He sent his wife's ring back. No, he. A lot of comics worry about me relapsing because I relapsed after my last breakup. So I think that's like a concern.
Do you think you're gonna relapse?
No, I don't. I mean, that's like another sign that maybe I wasn't even that in love.
Right. So you're okay.
Are you sober? You just don't drink, or do you actually do other stuff?
I just don't drink.
Okay.
I love
So-
though that you instead of like I'm not going to relapse this time, instead of you saying that's because I'm a stronger person, it's because maybe I didn't like him that much after all. I still have it in me to relapse.
Sure.
I think that the reason people are concerned for you, I wanted to see how serious it was, like how serious the breakup was. If this was just one of those things where, you know, you break up, you get back together, you break up, you get back
Yeah.
together. So you know what I did? I didn't reach out to you,
No, thank you.
but I went on your Instagram.
Right,
And I did notice that the thirst trap had been opened.
right.
And that's what made me think, like,
The trap opened, and the first caption of the trap was I was like, "Happy Sunday, I'm single." And if you zoom in, you can see my nipple.
I mean, that's why I was like, the thirst
Can
trap
we
is
see that,
strong
Troy?
with this one. Like,
Bring it up.
But then I edited the caption
Right.
after I simmered down.
Why?
but you still left the post up
Oh yeah,
because the thirst
that's
trap.
what my most liked post.
There it is.
It's
Happy-
artistic. You don't even know it's a nude at first,
No,
right?
your
I-
hiney is showing.
it
Can we
could-
zoom in
it
on
could
that
be
little
any-
joker?
it
I
could
see
be-
the crack.
I should do the candy cane challenge. Have you guys seen that? The
What
can-
is it? Shove a candy cane up your ass or something?
Girls are putting candy canes on their nipples.
Oh, you
hanging
should-
them on there.
You should
Oh, I like a nice
definitely do
big
that
one.
challenge.
I want a nipple that can hang an umbrella. I like a girl with fat nips.
Troy, why don't you know how to zoom in? Troy's already jerked off to this picture multiple times.
Troy doesn't-
flattering yourself. I mean, you're cute,
Yeah,
but you're not that hot.
Yeah, you're obsessed.
Listen to
with
him
me.
negging you, huh?
I know.
He's
He's like-
negging
Think he
you.
tugs his penis to you?
Yeah, I do.
Definitely has.
No. I mean, listen.
He pretends his DJ pad is my clit.
I think, unfortunately, I think you think a little too highly of yourself. You're
Yeah.
Oh no, I
cute.
have.
You look a little mousy.
My
Yeah.
self is. People love fucking mouses.
Mickey Mouse is
Mice.
the top cartoon character.
You're fine. You know what I mean? You're in New York 6.5.
Shut up, Troy.
I
You're
think you-
Detroit too. I hate you.
Where's the picture that you were going to zoom in on? I
He
wanna-
doesn't know. Troy doesn't know how to
How
work
to-
it. He's
honestly.
an older
Troy,
person.
where is he? You just saved it.
No, I saved it, but it saved as this
It's
weird
okay. My
file.
dad can't use Instagram either.
But I did
He's part of
change
the greatest generation
because
as
I
well.
guess I have a temper, you know, like.
Well,
I-
look at the last one, but the second video in. It's not like that's the only one.
Oh,
look
right.
at the
Well,
video.
that's- I'm just
what do
showing
you-
off my fitness. I just believe
Go
it.
back to her
We
Instagram.
should all be working out, and you know.
Troy, you getting confused on the computer
You're
again?
panicking, Troy.
He's panicking.
Troy's sweating.
Troy,
How
go
do you
back
make
to-
that? How do
get-
you just say it? Can you screen
get-
grab that?
Get out of that picture.
Where?
And go to her second. Just get out of the picture.
X on the right.
And go to the second post that she just posted up at the top. There it is, second one. You could tell because
Yeah.
it's the second
This is
one.
so PG.
PG. Look at this. There is no comedian value to any of this. Just showing off your
Why
body.
does it have to be funny every time? You want so much.
Yeah. This is sensual.
Yes.
sensual.
This is like, look at my fat ass.
like, see,
and-
this is pure. I'm single.
Yep.
Thirst trap. You
Yep.
didn't even write a caption. You're just
No.
like, I'm at the gym.
Here it is.
I'm wearing a small top,
Bitches in her 30s.
and here's my fat ass.
Do you think people
And I'm
want
like,
to put
I'm
their
here for
penis
it.
in you?
Yeah, definitely. No, there's been some people, and like that's the other thing. Like when he's like wants to take this step back, right, and like
Yeah.
reevaluate. That makes me feel not desired. Like I want somebody who's like obsessed with me and like wants to fuck me like 24 hours a day.
That's a lot.
Yep.
I mean,
a
they
lot.
can't actually do it, but like I want them to be thinking about it.
Sure.
It's
So
a
if
lot.
you're like, if we need to take a step back, then it's like, well, maybe I open up a couple of these DMs and get a little attention.
Okay, so when he's just like, okay, you know, we had a traumatic fight, we might need a couple days to talk about it. You're like, yeah, but look at my DMs. Oh, okay, whatever you need. Like,
What was
That's
it-
fucked up.
What was a
That's
good
fucked up. That's
DM
a
you
lot.
got?
I know. What?
What was a good DM you got?
Oh, I mean, we want to just should we play? We can just do a random one.
yeah,
Sure.
let's look at what's going on in the
Let's see.
DMs.
Let's see what we got.
At Rob from the show.
Should we do requests because those are really the funny ones that
Yeah. Not the. Well, I mean, are there people that you know and follow
a
that
lot
are
like
DMing?
this. It's just a lot of like eggplant with like squirt.
Nice.
That's nice.
This one that you are adorable. Hold on. I had. Oh no, that's not a good one. That's about a dog. It's just fire. You are seriously gorgeous. Just compliment.
Oh,
It's great.
that's so
It's great.
nice.
You are really beautiful.
That's so
Troy,
nice.
you hear this?
Do you like those?
Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't get the one from Troy.
My God, you are gorgeous, Karen. That's from Troy.
Not happening.
Yeah, you are a fucking riot.
Troy sent her a DM that said, "Man, you must think you're really hot shit." Well, you're not.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I will get like long paragraphs of guys that are like, "Hey, just I want to, take you out for a drink." And I'm like, "You haven't listened to anything I've ever said."
It's really
How
nice,
about
though.
Julie in Albany?
Yeah, a lot of people have thoughts. Julie,
Yep.
what's up?
Oh, Sammy Brand Muffins.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sammy.
That's up,
you-
Julie.
Jim and the Irishman. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, Jim.
Oh, to
Thank
die
you very
for.
much, Julie. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
This young lady, though, dear, you cannot date drinkers. You can only date people who don't drink because there's such a huge divide. It causes this. I mean, I was a bartender once and I got fired because I was not drinking. You know, it's like drinkers want to be around drinkers. Not
Yeah.
that he's a heavy drinker,
Right.
but
I mean, he sounds like a heavy
maybe-
drinker. He's coming home at 5:30 and then 3:30. Sounds like he's drinking quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how about pot smoking? Could you switch off to that? Maybe DMT? I don't know, some ecstasy? Can you
Just microdose
switch it up a
yourself.
little?
Yeah.
Jump into the Jim and Sam Smoke Club.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hit the wrong
Hit the wrong
Doobie
button.
hit, big doobie hit.
Julie sounds fun.
Big doobie. Guys, I love you. You're the best. Karen, good luck.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Julie.
Got it.
No.
From the bomb.
Fuck off. What do you think about that? Maybe you can't date anybody who drinks.
I think she has a valid point.
Yeah.
It is a pretty big hang up that I
Or a
have.
very casual drinker.
Yeah.
Right.
Very someone that will
Doesn't
do
have to be someone who's stone cold sober.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
a beer once in a while, but not someone that goes
Yeah.
out to do it. That might be too hard.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't need a teetotaler,
Right.
but it could just be somebody that doesn't need to drink every single weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how do you get past all the trauma that Karen brings into a relationship if you don't become an alcoholic?
Yeah.
That's
Such
kind
a
of
good
the
point.
yeah.
So did he take were his shits awful?
Yeah, oh, he got into bed. He just had like dragon breath too. That's the other thing. The first thing he said to me when he got into bed at 5:30 was, "I didn't cheat on you." I was like, nobody accused
A
you
lot of
it.
times people who cheat on you say
We'll
that.
say that,
yeah,
right? It's like, let me just get this out of
Well,
the
everyone
way.
has dry. What? When he got into bed, you saying?
Yeah, he just smelled. He just reeked of booze. It like comes out of his pores.
It's like when you do well on a test in school and she's like, "Hey, you got an 85, you got a 90."
I
I
didn't
didn't cheat. Like what?
I did it all by myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Matt in New Jersey.
Yeah, I just want to. The point the last caller made is I've been sober for over 2 years, and I don't think it's going to work if you're with a heavy drinker. I mean, my wife drinks occasionally; it's not a big deal. But I was at a point in when I was a big drinker, I couldn't be with someone that wasn't drinking, and they wouldn't want to be with me. I don't think.
Yeah.
Because if you go out with their friends, they're all going to be drunk, and you know, as someone is sober, I get to a certain point when I just don't want to be around these people anymore because they annoy the shit out of me.
Yep.
Don't you want to go out with all of his friends though?
Thank you, Matt.
No.
Why do you think they're?
What
do
about
they do?
if they
Why
plan a
would
fun
I want to hang
activity?
out with them when I can hang out with comics?
Because
They're
there
just-
could a lot of times comics don't plan fun activities.
They're
And
just fun people. It doesn't
They
matter.
are, comedians are just kind of more fun to be around. You have the job in common.
Yeah.
but a lot of times comics don't like to do like escape room.
That's what's great about them.
Or
Nobody wants to do escape room, Sam.
No?
No. Shut up.
I've been so. What about like indoor skydiving?
Did you guys
Laser
work
tag.
Laser tag would be so fun. Go karts, like adult go karts.
paintball?
Oh yeah, let's all go bowling.
I wouldn't mind indoor skydiving. I want to try that once.
Just blow a hairdryer in your face. That's
Yeah.
all they do. They
Or
just blow
queef.
air. They just blow air at you.
Yeah, but don't you float?
Yeah, I guess.
Float.
I want to try that.
Float.
I'm afraid of heights.
I don't know if that's the exact technology. They make it so you float.
You just want the girl to grab the hardest because then she grabs you and flips you around.
Do they?
Yeah, it's a lot of hands-on
Oh,
touch.
is that? And all of a sudden you're like you're falling.
Yeah, and then you're like, let's do this tantric style.
Tim in Boston has a good question. What's up, Tim?
What about these Boston
Hey guys,
callers?
Turn your radio down, Tim.
Oh, sorry guys.
The goddamn
So,
call
guys, I
screeners
was
aren't doing
listening
shit.
to the Call. How much of this relationship or the stability you get from it is like, dog related? Because like you're saying, oh, you walk my dog.
She talks about her dog being walked a
Always
lot.
take care of My dog. If the dog wasn't in the picture,
Yeah.
would the relationship still be worth it?
He came home
No.
drunk, but he dewormed my dog. Oh.
Yeah, that's a good question, Karen. When the dog finally gets euthanized,
Shut up, Sam.
is the relationship
I'm thinking
still
about
there?
breaking one of his legs.
The
so I
dogs?
can have a 3-legged dog for Instagram. I think
That's
I'll
like,
get
Oh,
it.
that's adorable.
It's
you
so
should.
cute, right?
That'd be cool if you had a little dog that had Munchausen by proxy.
Right, and rename him Tripod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking goofy.
Yeah, make him a little bit of soup while he does a puppet show, like 6 cents. So, what kind of dog is it?
He's a mutt. His name's Ernest. And yeah, it does give me a great peace of mind because it's more than just like the walks. It's like he had so much free time to spend with my dog while I was at work that my dog was really living it up.
Why did
Right.
you name him Ernest? Because that's how he behaved when I spread peanut butter.
I love him in earnest.
Oh, that's
there he
cute.
is.
Oh, he's very cute.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
You look good with a little hoodie up from the back. That's a good.
You like that picture, Troy? You can't see my face. You fucking fuck.
Yeah, Troy, asshole.
Just starting with him.
What are you throwing? Before it was an M80 and the dog's like, I can't wait to get it.
It's a
Little
grenade.
teeth get blown out.
It's a poison
So,
ball.
where have you left it with your man friend?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we're working on things. But
Are you going to see him today?
nah, here's the other thing. We're supposed to be taking this step back, and he's like, "Oh, I'll come bring you some pot to your show tonight." And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm okay. I need another day of this separation."
Just text him and say you don't
It's
have to bring the
over.
pot today or any day.
Right.
It's
Why'd you want
over.
to bring your pot?
I don't know. He wanted to visit me. It'd be nice.
Well, you should tell him that you hang out with comics. A lot of them smoke weed. I can get
That's
pot.
what I'm like. Yeah, it's like not a problem.
Yeah, it's not an issue for me. I was smoking so much pot before I met you.
So much.
Did your friends like him?
Nonstop. Yeah. Yeah. You know, he hung out with Ian Fidance. Ian really liked him.
Ian's very
attracted to him.
I was
You
gonna
think
say
so?
I was gonna say affable and easy to get along with,
Yes,
but okay.
but also I think got an erection for my boyfriend.
Why?
He just was like very enamored by him physically.
You should see if
Really?
you could hook up your
Yeah.
boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend now, and Ian.
Yeah. No. I'll get jealous.
Would
Would
it
you
bother
get
if you
jealous
walked
if-
in early and they were making violent love?
Oh my God.
Yeah, would you get jealous if Ian was like,
Yeah.
"Look, Karen, you need to not worry about
Yeah,
where
I'd
your
be like,
boyfriend
Ian,
is
that's
late
my
at
dog
night."
walker. Get the fuck off him. Get your own. No, he liked it, and my friend Micah Fox liked him. But yeah, again, I never pushed it, like come meet and hang out with my friends because I got the vibe he didn't like it. But on his end, it was very important for me to meet these friends, and like some of them even the ones I did meet, I didn't like.
You didn't like
You didn't
them.
like him. Why?
Some of them I didn't.
Did you judge him because he had friends
yeah,
you didn't like?
Yeah, because he would be different around them than he
Oh.
was.
How is he different?
Well, they're all like
Negging you like fucking in Greece? Hey, go back to school, Sandy.
Are you saying Troy Kwan is a T-bird?
I wish it was like that. I love a good neg. You know, no, I wish it was like.
Things are looking up, Troy.
I wish it was like that. It was more like talking and gossiping about like fashion industry and like photographers and stuff. Like the type of person that brings up other people in places that other people don't know about, so they can only have a conversation with one person.
So is it like when comics get together and talk about other comics?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds pretty normal for somebody who works in that industry.
Right, but like I don't need to be there for that. Like I don't care about.
Were you
that.
interested?
No, I didn't want to hear that or listen to it.
Yeah, but like if Jess is around and I'm around guys on the show
Yeah.
and we start talking about show stuff, Jess
Right.
isn't like, oh,
Yeah,
you're
she is.
you're
She hates
you're but she's like, oh, you're different around those guys. She's like, oh, you're talking about your work with your coworkers. That's
Oh,
normal.
But
Yeah.
Jess isn't a cunt.
That's actually she isn't. She's wonderful. So
Yeah, I guess I just like don't understand why you would want to talk about anything if it wasn't me.
right, that goes back to your like thing about sex 24 hours a day and
Well, why didn't you like one of his friends? What? You don't have to say the guy's name, but what didn't you like
It was
about
a
him?
girl that I didn't like.
oh,
And
was she his age or younger?
like his age.
Ah.
She's married. I don't think that she was. Maybe she was, but she would say stuff to like get under my skin.
Like what?
Like Tom, my boyfriend would be talking about like working out, and she'd be like, "Will you train me? Should I send you a picture of my body before and after?"
What?
I know. Like while I was like sitting there, I'm like, "You're a fucking moose." Like I'm not jealous of you, but
Is she a
it's
moose,
just
though?
irritating. Yeah, she's big bone.
I would have been like, yeah, I
Big
love
bones.
a picture.
I know.
You would have
Yes,
answered in the affirmative.
Please do, honey. What? I'm trying to help her.
Yeah, I'd be happy to train you. I will need plenty
Yes.
Plenty of
body
proof
shots.
that,
Yeah.
that you have a body.
Do you have a photo of you squatting over a mirror?
I really want to see if your hip flexors are in good shape.
So you made some of the women in his friend group insecure.
Sam, stop flipping this, you nightmare. No.
You didn't. So she just randomly said that. You don't think that she was insecure and started taking shots at you?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Why else would she have
though?
said it?
That's her.
Yeah, but
That's
why
his
would she?
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because Karen is an attractive, funny girl.
Not according to Troy.
That's because
I
he's
said
nagging
you're funny.
Karen's
It's the first funny thing he's ever said.
but she's also Karen.
What?
Karen's energy is threatening to other women.
It's not.
You're not a woman who other women would
All
like
the porn
having
stars
around.
that come on Chip's show, I'm really nice to, and I
Yeah.
get along with. I'm nice to women.
Well,
I like women.
Most porn stars, other women would not like having around. It's
nah,
like-
they're the best. Porn stars are the best.
yeah, I mean, well, you're very sexually free.
Yeah.
That's threatening to a lot of women that are trying to keep their man like, yo, why don't you relax, not hang out with this sexually free woman?
I
You know?
guess. I don't know. This is a little bit of a stretch, don't you think, Sam?
No, I
Is
do
he
not.
affectionate with you in front of your friends?
In front of my friends?
Not in front of his friend or yours.
Yeah. Like hand-holdy, like leg grabbing. Yeah, good affection.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say affection was strong.
Affection was
quite
strong. It's strong.
That's good.
Have you met him?
I have not met him.
Me neither.
No.
I'm sure he's a great dude. I think you should break up with
Mark
him.
Norman met him a couple times.
Yeah.
Hey.
Comedy. He just pointed his lip and go, comedy.
Okay, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like when you say that stuff.
Can't help it.
I feel bad because I feel like if he listens to Chip Show, there's a good chance he listens to this show.
I mean, here's the thing: like his friends are probably going to spy, and like, because that's what they did. Like, he wasn't like looking, but like social media, like they would like screen grab my tweets and like send it to him and stuff.
It's
And I'm
fair.
like,
You're public about
You're
it.
tattling.
yeah,
But
that's tattling. Like they're lurkers. Like they never liked any of my tweets or my stuff. They just
Right,
start
they're just
spying.
lurking.
If they give you the number, if they give you the heart, then it's okay. Send away because at least I got the like.
Looks like I got a fan.
Right. That makes sense.
Yes.
So when he was upset, what was he upset about?
Yeah, that's like such a good question. I think he's really upset with himself and lashed out and took it out on me. I think he's not where
That's
he
a really
wants-
good way for somebody to not take any of the blame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, am I a little bit psycho and like mean when he goes out drinking recreationally? And is that something I could work on? Yes. Like when he would go out drinking, I would once in a while send like shitty texts that were like, "What are you celebrating?" I was like, "Did you win a Grammy?" I was like, "What are you celebrating?" Like
really-
you haven't done anything.
That's really condescending. And
It's
also,
shitty.
but I'm going to tell you something. For a guy that is insecure about his career, which you already said he was, for you to be texting him to remind him he has nothing to celebrate is probably
Shitty.
not, it's not
It's
just
shitty.
like, that's not just, oh yeah, this is just about me drinking. This is an attack on everything I'm insecure about.
Yeah.
And because you're a comedian,
It's
you're able
funny.
to very quickly hone in on what his exact weakness is and hit him right there.
And that's wrong.
But it's funny.
And I had fun doing it.
It's because you know it's funny. It's
Would
a
he
funny
respond?
thing to do.
He would sometimes he'd be like, yeah, whatever you say. No, he wouldn't want
Because
to
he
get
can't
into
think
it.
of a comeback quick enough or funny enough because that's not what he does. He could take a great photo, I'll bet.
Yeah.
And I bet he could flex like nobody's business.
Body's crazy.
Crazy.
Does he have would you say he has a desirable physique?
I sure would. I sure shit would.
So was that hard for you? Somebody that can't come back at you the way you would, not that you want, but you know, you probably used to be
It's
around.
just uninspiring. It's hard to stay turned on. It's hard to stay attracted to somebody who isn't like out there crushing it. I'm sorry.
I get it.
And I'm late to the game. I was a piece of shit for a while. Like I didn't have my shit together.
But you're not now.
But I'm not now.
You're in the game now. You think that's
What?
tough to
You
get
think-
past? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's really tough to
That's
get
a little
past.
tough. That's a little tough.
And you know what? The fact is, some people, and I've had to learn this lesson, some people are just never going to be crushing it. You sit there and you go, do you know you could do this? All you have to do is do that. All you have to do is do this. And then you just have to realize they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do
They're
it.
just not.
Yeah.
And they're going to have they're going to be stuck in a rut and they're going to regret not doing it, but they're just not going to do
This
it.
last sentence you just said was it's
That was
hard
it.
to stay turned on by somebody who's just not out there crushing it. That's a
so
rough one.
shitty? Is that
That's a
shitty?
hard one to get over if you're a
I
guy.
guess I just, and I mean,
He's not crushing it.
the last two boyfriends that I had before him, who, yeah, you're going to compare your current relationship to your past one, right? The last two guys I dated, they just had such meager, shitty odds against them beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, the opposite of having resources. Like, just like nothing, shit stacked against them.
Right.
And both of them are doing fantastic.
Is one of them Lewis?
Yes.
Lewis is a fucking
I was about
hustler,
to say,
man.
one of them's not even a human. He's a rattlesnake. Okay? Nobody trusts a rattlesnake.
Lewis built up his fucking. He's got the business. He's
He
a great
owns 5
businessman.
LLCs. The
He's-
guy,
Yeah.
his
He's
mom
an
just
animal.
put cigarettes out on him. Like,
He's doing a comedy festival in
Is he really?
Texas.
Abused. Like guy should be a criminal. He should be out there fucking murdering
He is.
people.
He's stealing hearts with laughter.
That's right. Do you ever bring up, be like,
and then,
hey,
no,
you
of
see
course,
how great
that's
Skankfest is doing?
No.
You could be
That's
doing
right,
something like that, but you're
Skankfest.
not.
Can't
By the
wait
way-
for Skankfest. Are you going to be at Skankfest?
I'm doing it. and-
Skankfest South?
Yeah, me too. We're going.
Are you? We talked. You and I talked about
Are
it.
you
If-
coming?
No, I'm not going.
Come on, Sam.
You don't want to go?
Come on.
We're not
I'm
booked.
going.
The show's not booked.
It can be.
We can.
I don't know. I'd be happy to go.
We should talk to Jim about that. We said
did
no-
already.
Yeah, maybe we should.
You should. It's going to be
That'll
so
be fun.
I don't remember when we talked about it. For some reason, we were like, okay, we won't do that. I'm happy. I would love to go.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
I think it's going to be a blast.
I'm going to be there. I'm on the New and Nasty show.
How are you crushing it so hard right now?
I work really hard.
Yeah,
Try my best.
Yeah, you
That's why
do.
It's hard to keep. I mean, it's easy to keep your dick hard for me
I was just thinking that.
because I'm running away,
Yeah.
doing my
But
thing.
you like a guy who's crushing. Yeah, I understand that.
you want to feel inspired, and there's challenges to dating a comedian too. Don't get me wrong.
I've only done it once.
Yeah.
Once in all those years. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's challenges there, but
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then,
Karen,
even-
you don't have to point out that it could be challenging dating you. I don't think anybody listening right now is questioning whether or not
But
that
it's
might be a
worth it.
challenge.
Anything hard to get is worth it at the end. Anything
As long as
that's
you're crushing it.
difficult-
Yeah, you come into Karen, you're like, yeah, I'm a little insecure today. Well, Dan Soder's on Billions. All right, good.
Oh, she really wouldn't be there for you, would she?
Oh God! But then not even just Louis. I dated one of the Lucas brothers before. You guys know the Lucas brothers?
I love the Lucas brothers.
They grew up, Jersey dirt poor, like shit.
But when you date
sad
one of them, you
against
do date both of them.
Of course
yes?
you do.
Of
It's called a
course.
BOGO. It was awesome. I couldn't tell what.
How long?
and they're
how
killing
long
it.
him?
What?
How long?
We were maybe like a year and a half, 2 years.
Wow.
You know,
And they're crushing it.
they're doing.
I
so
love
well.
those
friends.
Yeah, I'm so glad they're back. They're
We had them
moving
in
back to New York.
They did the show in Montreal.
Yeah,
They were
I
great.
saw those guys at the Cellar one night. They just walked in.
They're great.
They're wrestling fans too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're so smart. They got into Duke and NYU law.
Yeah.
Like they just fucking
And then they
hardworking.
left to pursue their dream, and they made it
Oh,
work.
I'm getting wet just thinking about
Right.
that determination. It's so fucking hot to me. It's
Yeah.
so
You like
hot.
Drive.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. When it's not there. Yee.
Well, men and women seem to normally like different things. Like I want a woman to be somewhat driven, but I'm not as caring much about a woman's career if I like her.
Mhm.
But it's a
Yeah.
different dynamic with men and women. People pretend there's not a different dynamic, but
There
is.
is.
There is. And I
Yeah.
understand that. I understand like you want somebody to sort of either compliment you or fulfill something that you need. So like I understand it when like guys that are crazy, like achieving and like workaholics and like literally obsessed with their work. I don't think it's crazy for them to like want a more maybe submissive, docile chick who's like
Or just
there.
somebody
You
that
never
wants
have to worry about her.
Yeah, or they want different things. Like it's okay to not have that crazy drive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if it's
not
just
everybody can.
Yeah, you shouldn't just work for the sake of working.
No.
But if you know that you need that energy around you,
Right.
and that's not the energy.
It's hard if you're a gal and you want a fella
Yes.
who's going after something a certain way, and then you say things publicly like, it's just hard for me to stay turned on when someone's not out there crushing it.
Because it hits them on every level. Doesn't
That's a
it?
harsh thing to think
Ugh.
or text one of your girlfriends. It's a devastating thing to say on a radio show.
Yeah, Jim, that would be awful to quietly whisper to your best friend.
Dude, I would be depressed if I suspected someone felt like that. If there's someone like, no, they confirmed it on a radio show.
Do you know how awful it would feel to find your girlfriend's diary and they had privately written that under lock and key just to themselves one night?
Well, I mean, then it's just
You could just hear it on YouTube.
I'd rather cuddle with a wasp.
Yeah. That statement is actually available on the SiriusXM app. On demand. That statement is on demand.
Can I get a cut?
Did he
I'll
make you
cannot.
laugh?
Yeah, once in a while.
Oh boy.
I'm the funny one, and I'm okay being the funny
That's
one.
okay, yeah, but it's also, I like people who can make me laugh.
Yeah, he'd make me laugh once in a while, but then he would also make himself laugh, and it wasn't funny to me sometimes.
Wait.
So he would say something, he would laugh,
that's
and you would sit.
Yeah, and sometimes I get it happens once in a while where the story you're about to tell is so funny that it overcomes you with laughter before you tell it.
That never, the last time that happened to me was on September 12th.
Oh my God.
But it's irritating because somebody's like, I can't, I'm gonna tell. Wait, oh my God, it's never gonna live up to this pre-cum laughter that you're making it seem like. You know,
And you would just be sitting there annoyed,
like
going,
what?
"It's
What?
not going to be
What?
this funny."
It's never gonna be this funny, not to me.
Yeah.
Yes, you simpleton.
You're just regular.
No one ever tells me funny stories like that. Whenever someone's laughing through their story, I almost never enjoy it, no matter who it is. Comedian, I just
It's
doesn't.
irritating.
Yes. Yeah.
Oof.
That's tough,
I
man.
love him. I miss him. I hope he takes me back. I don't know. Hopefully, he just never listens to this.
I mean, if he listens to this, it would be
I
the
mean,
best thing that ever happened to you. This is not the guy for you, Karen.
Really?
It
I don't
really
know.
isn't.
You never know, though. I mean,
You know what her
you seem
problem
to
is?
really love him.
But you know what her problem is with him?
What?
She had said earlier that it's really hard for her to get turned on by somebody that just
Shut
isn't
up,
crushing it.
Sam,
Remember when, a little
shut
earlier
up.
she
She
said
did
that.
say that on the radio.
And that's
but then
tough to
again,
get
you had
past.
sex and you said it was great sex.
Great sex.
Yeah, but
important.
that's a physical turn, not a mental. You need if you're gonna be in a relationship,
Yeah.
you have to have a mental turn on. And if you need somebody to be crushing it, and somebody is clearly not anywhere near
Or
doing that,
At least like trying to crush it.
Sure.
he's
A
lazy. You think a
I
little?
don't know if
Does that ever sink into your head? Like
I
he's
think
coming
we have-
across as lazy.
I think we have different perspectives. I think
What's his
I've
perspective?
never had a safety net, a thick safety net.
Oh, he's somebody has money.
So
Oh.
I try to think about that. I really do. Like you don't know if you would be so driven if you like didn't have to be.
Yeah, but you don't know if you'd be so in love if you weren't thinking to yourself, if I marry this guy, now I got a safety net too. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Do I have to marry? Can't I just have his kid?
You could just have his kid, yes. If you, as long as he knocks you up, you get some of his parents' money too.
Cool.
So there is a benefit.
Did you guys go out to dinner a lot? Like, did you enjoy eating like the little stuff?
Yeah, I mean, together, just the two of us, it's perfect.
You can't just have the trees though. You need that whole forest.
Yeah.
The big picture stuff, because the big picture stuff starts to seep into this little picture stuff. You can enjoy the little stuff, but if one of those like the crushing it thing the aforementioned crushing it, that starts to seep in.
Yeah.
And that starts to infect the little picture stuff. Like when it's just like, oh, I don't feel like getting up today. And you're just going to, well, that's why you're not fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
You're not getting up.
The resentment seeps under the fucking door.
Yeah,
and he's like, I was just up late last night. Yeah, well, we were supposed to work out at 9 a.m. And I'm up because I'm crushing it.
I mean, and even like early on in our relationship, I did this one thing one night, and I only did it once. But always, especially when I host Frantic, he'd be like, I'll wait up for you. He'd be like, I'm going to wait up for you. I'm going to wait up for you. I'm going to wait up for you. And 99% of the time he wouldn't. He would just fall asleep. And I didn't
work
care.
in the morning, right?
What?
Does he have work in the morning?
No.
Oh, jeez. You shouldn't have asked that.
I thought maybe he had
I know you wanted to know the answer, but that wasn't a great answer.
No.
Well, his hours are different.
You know who has work in the morning? Me. I did.
Right, you have a regular job and a comedian job.
Do you do a regular job too?
Yeah, 10 to 6 every day.
I didn't know that.
How are you so crushing it?
I write at Paramount Network.
But how are you crushing it so hard?
Sam.
Yeah?
I'm a driven bitch.
I was just
you're
thinking
Writing.
No, but I'm saying that's a job
it's
that you
good.
should be doing. You're
I
in the
enjoy
business.
it, and sometimes it's good. I get to write for like good fun stuff, but sometimes it's boring. But
Do you feel like Lizzo, like 100% that bitch?
Yes.
Yeah. You feel that way?
Yeah, but not.
But
not
not. No. Yeah, you're slimmer than Lizzo.
Like I'm like 10% that bitch.
I get you.
But you want to leave that job eventually.
Yes.
And the boyfriend too.
Yeah, I mean, but like the goal is to have like the comedy be the career. You know what I mean?
So you get home, Karen, late at night at like 1 in the morning, and then get up for work in the morning.
I go to the gym before work too. I'm up at 6 every day. Walk the dog. Go to the gym.
How many hours of sleep do you get a night?
Probably like between 4 and 6.
That's why she doesn't respect anybody who's not a fucking animal or trying, because you're always busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so this is what I did this one time. This is kind of because I went psycho. You guys will like this. I came home from Frantic after like being promised a million times, I'm going to wait up. I'll wait up for you. And I get home. I flip on all the lights. The dog's up. I rip the covers out. I'm like, why can't you wait? What are you so tired for? I'm tired.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about, Jim. The little things. What are you so tired for? There is no coming back from what are you so tired for? Because that has nothing to do with tonight. That has to do with the fact, where do you even get off sleeping? What the hell are you doing?
What tuckered you out?
Because what are you so tired for is the same thing as what are you celebrating is the same thing as it's hard to get turned on by somebody who, quote, just isn't crushing it.
I hate you.
So what did he say when you said that?
Oh my God.
I had a busy day.
I mean, I ended up having to apologize for that.
Of course you
that
did.
That was an outburst.
Really rude.
What, I can't be tired?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. This is when normal people sleep.
I know. His face, he was just in pure shock. Have you ever been like woken up out of a dead sleep? Like,
yes.
You're going to be murdered.
Yep.
All the lights are on. The dog's barking. Like,
why were you mad? Did you want to fuck or were you just like resentful?
I just was resentful of it. I was just building up so many times. Like, don't say you're going to wait up for me then. You physically can't.
What time was it?
I get home from Frantic probably like 12:30, 1.
12:30.
That's late. And then you got to work in the morning?
Yeah.
Shit.
So,
and you still want to see him at night? Like, what did you want to do? Did you want to hang out at that hour?
I wanted him to wake up. I don't care if you're tired. Just come kiss me when I walk in the door. I still need a minute to like take my makeup off and decompress.
Sure.
You know what? I'll bet if he wasn't, even if he wasn't crushing it, as he isn't, but he was putting work into the relationship with you,
yeah,
I'll bet you might be okay with it.
Yeah, and
because at least you were seeing that he was driven to do something,
right?
But it's
and now
just
I see he's driven to like go out and like listen to DJs. No offense, Troy. You know what I mean?
But that's not driven.
As like an activity.
That's not an activity.
I don't get that.
Yeah,
as an activity.
It's hard to find activities because you are the activity.
Yeah.
Like you're the place people go to see shit.
Right.
You're the entertainment.
Yeah.
So when you are the activity, it's hard to find other things that you think are fun to do.
Unless they're super fun, you know?
Do you want to go get some entertainment? Bitch, I am the entertainment.
Right. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, like fucking Chris Rock dropped in last night. You know what I mean?
To
like,
do your show?
No, just at the stand, like a few weeks ago, and like there was one night he was actually there when Chris Rock dropped in, right? And I'm not trying to suck anybody's dick, but I was like, this is cool. Like, come see. This is my job. I get to see like cool people.
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
It's awesome.
And he was just kind of like, yeah. Well,
that's insecurity, right?
Cool. Yeah. And it's like,
did he come?
Then like, wait, did he come to watch Chris? I thought you meant like in me. Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah, he came, but it was I just unimpressed. Dice Clay, like Andrew Dice Clay is there. Like, look at this hoopla. Look at Dice. Look at his fans. This is so fun.
Come on.
And he's just like,
it's not going to work.
Because you're watching when you're him. You're watching your girlfriend live this amazing life, and not that he probably isn't happy for you, but it's kind of hard to get his like, fuck, that's her world.
Yeah,
like Chris Rock's in her world, not my world.
If somebody's gonna date you and they're not, I mean, they just have to be happy for your world and like enjoy it with you
and comfortable.
Yeah,
like Amy's husband is a chef, but he's like a really respected. Like he has a whole fucking like he's a very self-sufficient career.
Yes,
you have to be probably very, very comfortable in what you're doing, and really like and respect. You have to have respect for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're going to date a woman who's
and you can't like, and I would like sort of imply that I didn't respect him like early on. I would like say stuff, and he got really hung up.
Like,
on
what
that.
would you say? What was the implication that you didn't respect him?
What did you say?
Because that's not the greatest tact to take early in a relationship.
One would never know that by this last comment about crushing it. But
crushing it.
What would you say?
I think I'd like.
Or like, what are you so tired about?
Yeah.
With the emphasis on
Did you win a Grammy?
Because it'd be one thing
Even
if it was
he
like
got a nomination, you know, if he was celebrating that, it would be cool.
But it's like, instead of saying, what are you so tired about?
Yeah,
like with the
I
emphasis
said,
on tired, what are you so tired? Like you have no. So what would you say that
I think I just straight up said, like, I don't know. I have a hard time respecting, you know, people who, whatever. I don't know what I said.
Yes, you do.
But I think I just straight up said, I don't respect you once. And he was like, if you don't respect me, how can I respect myself? And I'm like, no. That's not how that works.
Mm-mm.
Like, you can't rely on me
And
for
you know
your
what-
self-esteem.
You know what the answer is? If you don't respect yourself, how can I respect you?
That literally, I mean, Karen's great, but I wouldn't rely on her for comfort. you literally, you're better off relying on an avalanche to make.
And I get how, like, you know, maybe I am a little harsh and like I do say cutting things.
Oh yeah.
But and men don't forget them.
No. They get hung up on them. Yeah. They fixate on it.
Well, it destroys you from the inside.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably not. I mean, this relationship is over, and it's got to be. But you've probably also ruined his next one. It's going to take a couple.
No, because no matter what she does, it'll be amazing.
Yes, you're right. And any girl after me is going to just feel like a walk in the park.
He's gonna have to. He'll find some shithead who's got even less going on. That's,
right.
You know what I mean? That's what he
will
needs.
make him feel like he has a lot going on.
No, he'll find some hot girl at the gym.
Yeah.
And they'll have great sex.
Yeah, no,
and
he's dated models. Like, he's not going to have a hard time finding like a smoking hot chick.
Somebody more. I'm not gonna say honest, but somebody who probably has more of a similar lifestyle.
Yes.
Which helps. Somebody who's like,
Whereas
my job is the same hours as yours.
Has less going on than him somehow. If there's anybody who's got even less going on than him, he can start to feel better.
He's going to take the hottest chick at the shelter that he can find. He's going to rescue her.
Homeless person.
Will you be jealous if he finds a hot girl?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm a human. I have an ego.
Yeah, you'll find someone. I mean, but the things you've said kind of indicate.
Right.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. You don't respect him as a person.
I want to.
It doesn't work that way.
I guess my thing is like, so he's in school to be this like nutritionist, like sports, like athlete.
Yeah, it's a legit job. Yeah,
it's a legit job. But like, if you're only going to school 2 days a week, you have this other time, and you do have resources.
Does he have a job?
I don't want to get too specific, but like has resources.
Well, you said his family has money.
Right. So like, why wouldn't you can get clients, like you can start a business without having to have a degree. Like you're going to have like the certification. I think he already has the certification. So my thing is like, why not just start it?
Get the groundwork.
Yeah. Just start doing something that if this is going to be your career that you're passionate about, what are you waiting for? You know, you're going to get these degrees anyways. They're coming. Like,
or go work for somebody else that's doing it already so you can see how the business works.
Right.
Do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to, if people don't move at the speed I want them to move at, sometimes it's a little frustrating. Like, no matter what, I don't care what a woman does for a living, how much money she makes, but I want someone who's kind of trying.
Yeah.
Just trying like doing even if her job is something I don't connect to, just as long as it's making some kind of an effort.
Even if it's like your day job is an ends to a mean for you to fulfill your real dreams that you want to do. I respect that. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
listen,
care.
comics, walking dogs, doing moving jobs to like get
Dog
their shit
walker,
done.
what a great job.
Whatever.
Uber.
Yeah.
I think you got to be doing something to at least make an effort to have you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And if there's just nothing to do to make you feel fulfilled, maybe you're an empty person.
Yeah, but also again, that goes back to the perspective thing. Like, I wonder if
Right, if there's just nothing motivating because there never was anything motivating.
See, women find me too motivational. Like when I get out of bed, the first thing she's like, "Goodbye." I'm like, "Gonna go kick ass and take names." I do a thumbs up, both
cool.
thumbs up.
they like that.
Yeah, I thought they did.
You spank them when they get out of bed.
That's
Where's
cool.
my coffee, bitch?
Yeah.
Are you crushing it?
Okay, let's. Mike in Florida, has a
Florida.
comment. What's up, Mike?
I kind of tuned in a little bit late, but I'm certainly familiar with Karen from the podcast. It sounds like you have a little bit more insecurity. It sounds like you're getting really super jazzed up because you saw Chris Rock at the stand and that's a part of your gig. Isn't it kind of more insecure to feel good because you saw a famous person or you're around a famous
Oh,
person?
stop
rather
it!
than
You
your
know,
boyfriend?
you know it's cool when
Well,
Chris Rock walks into
It
your
is
job.
cool, but of course it is. It's very cool, but that doesn't mean he has to think that it's the greatest thing
If
in
I
the
went
world.
home and I said, "Hey, Jess, so and so was on the radio show,"
Jim Norton.
nah, it's not as much.
Not a special.
But if no, not as much. You're
Chip
more
Chipperson
of a daily
dropped in.
occur. Okay. I just had Billy Corgan on my wrestling podcast, right? So we go to a wrestling show, right? Jess and me.
Okay.
We're at a wrestling show, and Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins is there.
Yeah.
We grew up with Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
We pass him
Well,
by.
you
He,
know him.
Yeah.
he goes, "Hey, Sam,"
Ugh. In front of your wife.
in front of my wife.
Dope. Yes, Billy.
Jess freaked out over it. She was like, "I can't believe he just said hi to you." I'm like, "This is the energy I need in my
Let's
life."
make another baby.
Can you imagine if I'd been like, "Did you hear Billy Corgan just say hi?" And Jess
Yeah.
was like,
Who cares?
"So what?"
Ugh,
my mom
how
said hi.
deflated.
Like,
You
You want that's very true. You want the person that you're with to be as excited because the insecure. I know what you mean, Mike, but it's also like saying that you're grounded. Like, you know what? I'm not so jaded that I don't think it's cool
Right.
if so and so says hello to me. Like, I'm still enjoy that. I still like that part of my job.
Right. Yeah.
And you want someone not to go holy Toledo,
No.
but someone to recognize. Like, oh yeah, that is a fun part of your job.
That's cool.
Right.
Like, I know that guy, yeah, but let's think about the fact that, like, I listened to his music when I was 14 years old. Like, that's cool.
Like I've had, you want to be able to tell somebody something that's exciting to you that you know is childishly exciting,
Right.
but you don't want them to go, all right, and
Then
they're
not
like,
care.
Fuck
Yeah,
you.
like
Fuck
be
off.
excited too.
Okay,
like
but this is the nuance. Did he really not care, or did he not have the level of enthusiasm that you did?
either way, Mike, he can go fuck himself, and so can you. No.
That's smart. That's a good way to handle it. that's the
No,
right.
yeah, he wasn't that excited. It wasn't that excited. He wasn't that excited.
Yeah.
So, and it.
Okay, Sam, I don't know if you've said this, but I've only been listening for like the last 15 minutes. Is it possible that you guys just don't have the same interests, so this was never going to work out in the first place?
Yeah, but he was interested in me.
And Karen's assessment, Mike, is that she is kind of painted a picture of a person that doesn't actually have any interests.
Yeah.
I was the interest. He saw me on a podcast. He was a fan. And I mean, I really liked that dynamic. I'm like, I'm interested in me too. We can
Right.
both be interested in me.
But then you didn't realize that.
He had these stupid other interests with his goofy friends where he has to go fucking to bars until 5:30.
But he wants to bring you and show you off.
I'd
I
rather
mean,
swallow glass. I'd rather fucking stab myself.
Thank you, Mike.
you don't want to be shown off like that?
I mean, no. I mean, yeah, fine. Like, just follow me on Instagram. What?
Hey,
Shown off.
there's just an interesting tidbit, which I didn't even think about because I don't go to bars that much.
Yeah.
They close at 4.
Oh no, I know. That's why 5:30 is such a hard sell. I can
Slow
do.
walk home. Maybe they needed to
90
talk.
minutes?
Friend needed to talk.
Right.
Yeah. Drunken friendship talk at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe they went to a diner. Sometimes you go to a diner after
Sure.
a bar.
That's what the
Did
fat
he
chef
say you
at the
went-
stand said too.
You go to Denny's?
No, he said he went to a party.
Oh, I hate parties.
Yeah,
I
right.
fucking hate
A party
parties.
till 5:30 in the morning?
Suck. The
Yeah.
lighting is bad.
Right.
Everybody's fucking.
What are you doing? What are you trying to get done at 5:30 in the morning? Like, what are those conversations?
Who are you trying to get
Hey,
done?
somebody's here at a party. The music's
Yeah.
like, hey, you know, you're like, oh, the fucking
God,
worst.
Nightmare.
Nothing fruitful happens after like 3 o'clock.
And it's like if you're trying to cheat or you want to be desired by other people, like listen, we can talk about that too. Like we can figure that out. Let's just get on the same page.
You're trying to open the shit up?
I don't know, but I think it's mean to leave someone until 5 a.m.
Matt in Philly. See, when I go out with a girl, we all have an ego. Like, I want a girl to know that a girl wants me to seed her belly.
Yes,
You
yes,
like
yes,
that?
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
like
Seed
knowing
my
that.
belly.
Yes.
And do you need that verbiage too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, someone's fertile. Seed my belly, daddy. That's actually a script I'll handle.
It's scary. Matt in Philly.
Yo, what's up, Jim and Jim's sidekick?
Hey.
Oh, Matt.
It's not just Jim and Karen here. I'm here too.
There you go, Sam.
Boom. Came back
Oh,
quick.
no. I'm saying whoa because I actually like that title.
We've got to
I
win
knew
it.
you would. I knew you would, so I threw it out there. Listen, this girl's super funny, and I don't know why she thought Troy was putting her down. A New York 6.5 is hot as hell, but I don't even know if that's really true. Troy is lighting the room on fire. He's hilarious. And I know you're in New York, so as soon as you're done with the show, go straight to Nikki Glazer's studio, because that's your future, dude. That's your future. You're just going to be like a comedian talking about, why am I still alone? When you're, like, focused on hot dudes that are total shitbags.
Well, Nikki is very hot, and she might be single at the moment. But I imagine with Karen and Nikki, they're rejecting a lot of guys, too. Yeah. It's not for lack of choice. It's for lack of guys that they want who also interest them.
Yeah.
Agree 100%, and if both of them don't really like to drink, and you can't go out with a drinker when you don't like to drink.
Yeah,
they're going
it's
to
hard.
just gross when you kiss them. They just say the same shit over and over again. They're going to bore the hell out of you.
You know what my favorite new trend is? When
White Knights call into radio.
I know. He switched over to White Knight because
real fast.
the stuff that he was doing in the beginning wasn't
working.
My new favorite thing is, for some reason, everybody that calls up and starts with an insult to Sam peters out so fucking
they can't,
fast.
No, they don't mean it, Sam.
You're not good, Matt, and it wasn't a good call.
Matt,
It was.
I think that was funny.
Matt,
It
you
was
stink. So
terrible.
do the Eagles.
Matt,
the Eagles suck.
Call in anytime. I think you raised
You're the only funny one there anyway. You and Troy. Troy lit the room on fire. Sorry.
That's
Troy
right.
lit Troy all day.
A salient
You're crushing
point.
it, Troy.
Troy lit the room on fire.
On
salient
fire.
I hate
Finally,
Matt.
somebody's calling up and being honest.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's actually saying what's going on, right, Troy?
You know what it is?
What is it? Tell me, Troy. It's really Karen's fault, isn't it?
I mean, kinda.
Yeah.
Basically, I've dated girl comedians, okay? And when you first meet them and hang out with them,
You want to know who?
they're funny.
Wendy Starling.
They're
Christina
exciting.
Hutchinson.
They're exciting to hang out with. They're quick. They're witty. They're just making you laugh, and they're nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
So they're amazing in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reality starts setting in and you go, wow, this girl's fucking crazy.
Yeah, okay.
And and then you're like,
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of female comedians are single, because they're just nuts.
I think, I think he's right. As far as nuts, it's like holding the guys that we're with to like a standard, and a lot of guys just can't get there.
Because you're around a female comedian, you're around funny guys all the time. And you respect that in a person, and because I love people who make me laugh.
Yeah,
I love people, and it's like if for a woman just to be with a guy who's a dud. I'm not saying your boyfriend was a dud. I mean, like in general, it's
like
fucking
Troy.
difficult.
But guys generally rely on humor, at least to some extent, when being with women and charming women and picking, and like when you
guys were just all born thinking you were funny, no matter if you're a comedian or not. All guys think they're funny, no matter what. So when you are like suddenly like, oh my god, this girl's like way funnier than me, it must feel like a little snip at your dick, you know? It's got to feel not so good.
See, I've had that with women who are not comedians. I've said dramatic things that probably don't play as well.
Oh, because you're trying to dip the other way.
Yeah,
like what kind of stuff?
Angrily, I pointed and said, "Hey, I bring the funny."
How dare you try to make me laugh?
You don't like that?
I bring the
funny. She's like, where were you? What are you doing? I'm like, I bring the funny.
Like it's a calling?
Like that's what I do.
Like a first responder?
Yeah, I bring it. That's what I do for work.
I bring the humor.
You didn't like that?
I thought it was just terrible.
You're so lucky I bless you with these jokes.
Absolutely. These are free, bitch.
I think Joel in Fort Worth can probably help us put a bow on this whole thing. What's up,
Sure.
Joel?
How's
Really?
Hedda?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
Well, I'm thinking to myself as I'm listening to this, these are some really deep emotional waters that we're crossing. And I thought to myself, who better to help navigate these waters than Pan? What would Pan have to say about something like this?
That's a very, very fair question. About what part of it in particular would you like to know?
Just all of the emotional issues that you have to deal with, and just life in general.
Sometimes when things are emotionally charged, one must step back and recharge. ... the batteries.
Why'd you say ...
Because it would be written.
No, I know, but you could hear it in ellipses if using it correctly.
You didn't want to say ellipses.
You don't have to say it. You just pause, and people would understand there's an ellipses there.
Ellipses.
And yeah, it's not ... High school dropout Pan.
Ellipses.
Unfortunately, Pan has my well of knowledge to dip from.
Thank you, Joel. That did bring it home.
Yeah, Pan really, brings it home.
Good luck with that, Karen.
We'll be back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Right there, it's fine. Good to see you, man.
Robert O'Neill, what's going on, man?
Nothing. I just got in from Texas yesterday.
Well, welcome. And his brother Thomas O'Neill here. Sit down, guys.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, of course. Welcome.
Cool.
Did they tell you we were on the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume so.
Sometimes they forget to tell people when they walk in that they're actually live.
I heard you don't like The Office.
No, I don't.
Jim doesn't like
The
Office.
I like the British Office. I didn't love the American. I've seen a couple of moments of it.
He saw
I didn't love it.
clips.
I saw like the first couple episodes.
I just started watching it. I hadn't watched it at all. I just started watching it a couple months ago. I'm 5 seasons into it, and I love it.
Oh, you love it?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? I just started watching it, and somehow I'm 5 seasons in. That's what happens, right?
On the airplane, I'll just put it in there, get a few cocktails and watch The Office, and just
It's
the
perfect.
ridiculous stuff. Dwight Schrute and the way Michael's he just can make you feel so creepy.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the British version, but I want to see it.
That's
the British
good too.
version is great. Yeah.
Yeah, the British version's incredible, but the American version has become classic television.
Yeah.
Like, it's
it has.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have the socks. Like they make socks. They make
Dunder Mifflin.
Dunder Mifflin socks with Dwight K. Schrute on it. And I think I'm going to get myself a Beat shirt for Christmas. My own
I'm Kelsey used to try. One of my comedians I used to tour with was obsessed with The Office. And she's like, "You'll love it. You got to watch it." I just fucking couldn't make myself.
It's amazing what syndication has done for that show. I was walking around the mall yesterday, and like for Christmas time, there is more Office stuff available now than there ever has been. I mean, like T-shirts of every line that's ever been said, and tchotchkes and everything.
Everything, and even the memes and stuff. Any line from it, you can look it up on your phone, and you get the meme. And I think it's just because of the streaming stuff and people traveling so much. You just start. I start to binge watch.
Yeah,
and
I think they put it on Comedy Central like 2 hours a night every night. So it's one of those shows that, like, you know what I mean?
Good
Everybody
stuff,
just sees all the time.
I
But
like
it's
it.
great. I love it.
I like it.
I can't afford cable yet, so
You don't even need it anymore.
my brother Tommy is a DJ up in Butte, Montana. And
and I work for Michael Scott, as a matter of fact.
That's just like him. That's true. I think that's the case too. A lot of people relate to the characters. Like I know someone that I work with, like that hides the bottle of rum under, has a bag of cigars in their purse or whatever.
Yeah.
How did you become? What made you become a DJ? Did you ever want to? Who's older? You older?
I'm older. Yeah, I'm 4 years older.
Oh, okay. So you never had any military aspirations? That was just what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I've been interested in music and radio and broadcasting, and just had things kind of fall my way, and I'm making it in Butte, Montana right now. So so take that, Norton.
How is radio in Butte, Montana?
It's everything in it's all clusters.
Yeah.
We have two clusters. So we have 2 clusters of about 3 stations each, and I do country in the morning and then rock and roll in the afternoon.
It's perfect.
It's a good job. I can't, I'm not going to retire anytime soon, but it's a lot of fun.
But is it harder terrestrial? I do terrestrial when I go out and do gigs. You have to do like regular radio interviews, and I'm like, I feel for you guys because it's so regimented as far as your times for your breaks and how long you can talk, and then there's so much scheduling. It just seems exhausting.
Yeah, it's. It's all about money. You got to get the commercial breaks in every hour, and as long as you do that, you're good.
I don't love that.
Play some commercials, play some songs.
I'm always amazed
Good to
how
go.
early you guys get up. I mean, I know I have buddies out there that work out at 4:30 in the morning, but that's not me. I'm all about getting some sleep if you can.
Yeah, I got to get my workout in about 2 in the morning.
The kettlebells aren't going to lift themselves.
So when you guys were growing up, was there competitiveness between you two about like
He would beat the shit out of me until I got bigger. And that's about it.
And he's been real subdued because I've got an ass kicking to end all ass kickings coming my way.
You've earned it. Yeah. Because, I mean, do you sit there, right, when you're like, okay, I'm doing pretty well for myself. I'm in radio. I figured out, because the thing is, when you try, a lot of people try to get into radio, but whether you're in Butte, Montana or not, it's difficult to make a living doing it. I think anybody that makes a living doing radio or anything in entertainment has accomplished a lot already. But then when your brother kills Osama bin Laden, it's like, well, okay, that kind of wraps it up for me for Thanksgiving.
Like that whole sibling rivalry thing right in the ass.
You know, they gave me an extra shift down at the station. Hey, anybody hear about bin Laden? Yeah, I still killed him. It's kind of
How did you find out? How did you find out? Because you know it's supposed to be top secret who did what. How did you find out?
I think we FaceTimed it from the bar that night.
Well,
guess what I did?
With Raw, you know, he was frequently going on, you know, different missions we wouldn't know about. You know, we'd the one that pops up was the Captain Phillips happened on his birthday. So all of a sudden on his birthday, we're going back and forth on the phone. All of a sudden, radio silence. Ooh, I wonder what he's doing.
So, and even Dad tried to ruin it. Does it have something to do with R, like a pirate noise? Like, Dad, you need to shut the fuck up. Man. Your mouth has gotten you in trouble before.
You know, I knew Rob told us going in that he's something's going to happen, and if it goes down, you're probably going to hear about it. Which that was always frightening for me.
Yeah,
and I remember well. I was there was a little swimming resort. My daughter was about 5 or she was older than that. Anyways. Going back and forth after we get done swimming, the Celtics are playing, I think, Miami or it was one of the Florida teams. And I was going in to check his score, and the crawler came on that Osama bin Laden has been killed. And I just thought, well, so's my brother. I mean, I thought right then that's it. I just had to drive about 15 miles back into town, and
even when the president acknowledged it, President Obama, it took him a solid minute and a half to say no U.S. troops were hurt. So we're sitting there like, okay, they're watching. You can mention that.
You were worried, yeah.
I was really. I mean, I saw that. It's like, well, that must be it. And then about a half an hour later, Obama came on, and you know, then seeing that, you know, hearing him say that no Americans were.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Because that whole that whole thing was weird because I think The Rock tweeted something out really early, like, hey, something, like The Rock tweeted something to the effect of what you just said, you said to your brother.
Yes.
Which was,
because it was leaking before they got it out officially. And there were people in some of the news stations that refused to give other people their seat so they could be on camera and stuff like that. And then everyone.
Because they knew.
Oh, they wanted to make the announcement.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when the announcement was made, ironically, because it was like Sunday night, because I was watching The Apprentice, and Trump was doing his boardroom scene, and then Obama came in and interrupted The Apprentice and took Trump off the air. Yes, I never will forget it.
I was frustrated because Osama would normally text me back quickly. And I hadn't heard from him.
What the fuck is this guy?
What's that meme from that tweet from bin Laden? Doorbell, BRB.
So, because you do radio, and it's got to be so hard. Like, when did you get it confirmed? Like, wow, this is top secret, and this is my brother who actually did this. I found it very quickly.
Yeah, I found we didn't really make a lot of mention of it at the time. We weren't really sure what the reaction was going to be. How public do we want to go with our name? Do we want to let
was it hard for you to keep it a secret on the air? Because on the radio, all you want to do is talk. And how do you not say that publicly?
I mean, I acknowledge it. It's not something I'll really dwell on. I don't want to make that.
But in the beginning, because before you kind of announced to the world and put your book out and said, this is what happened to me, nobody knew who actually did anything.
Well,
so before that was said, that must have been very difficult to hold on your hats.
It was in my community. Everyone knew what happened before we were back. They knew what happened, and they would go kind of be around like, well, I'm not going to, because everyone asked, hey, who did it? And they say, well, don't tell anybody. But so it got out in Virginia Beach and Coronado, DC, and parts of New York. So that's when it was really difficult for me because it's almost like, how long do I pretend they don't know? Because if they know, they know. And then, long story short, it was a couple of years before I came out with the story. And that was because of the memorial here. My first time at the 9/11 memorial, I got to meet some of the families and just to see their reactions to a real face, a real name that helped them with the healing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it had to be tough. And then we didn't know what's going to happen. Are they sending teams after us? Like what's going to go down up there?
Right. Yeah.
Because when my name came out, because it was officially leaked, there were reporters from overseas platforms at my dad's house.
Yeah, we had a guy lady from Britain just show up on his doorstep.
Yeah.
Which he usually doesn't turn a lot of British women away.
Yeah, and my father's funny and he likes to talk, and so the guy, I mean, he needs to learn to say off the record. We actually we joke with my dad that his tombstone is just going to say no comment.
By the way, off the record, don't you have to confirm that first? Because Elon Musk got in trouble with that because he emailed BuzzFeed and he said something that he didn't want out there. But he goes, "I hope we're off the record." But he hadn't gotten it confirmed first. I thought it was shitty of them to release it.
It is, but a lot of reporters are shitty.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll learn that. I mean,
Right.
I learned that.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh yeah.
Were any of them shitty to you?
Yeah, they try to be because they want the ratings, so the bad news stuff. Like I had I forget who it was, but she said, so you just put your name out as killing bin Laden, that's dangerous. And I said, that's not a question.
Right.
So they're just trying to get the
they're
initially.
doing the you always know the gotcha questions. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
always know when they're angling for a soundbite that they can use to make you look bad.
And the gotcha question is usually the okay, great interview. Oh, you know what? One more thing. As you're walking out of the room,
they butter you up for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they go, "Oh, before we go, did you really?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're fired.
Do you guys have any other siblings, or is it just you two?
2 sisters.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah. So we grew up there and in the cold. Actually, funny, just growing up doing cross country running, not realizing you're actually running at 6,000 feet. So when you get down to San Diego at sea level, you can run fast as hell.
Yeah, it's good for cardio.
yeah.
Like a lot of fighters train up in like Colorado. It's just 5,000 feet or whatever it is. The elevation is supposed to make your lungs open. I don't know what it does for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like those guys that work out with like oxygen masks on to restrict the oxygen so that way, they don't run out of gas when they're in the middle of a fight or something.
Yeah, they have it. It's thinner air on treadmills and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of guys do that. We did that too to train to go to Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm. But you had been used to it because of how you grew up.
Yeah.
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 I would actually want more oxygen. That's why I would wear a mask if I was on a treadmill. I would want more oxygen. Yeah, that would be helpful.
Have one of the ones that goes up your nose and haul in the tank.
Yeah, I know the theory about like making it more difficult for yourself, but can we make it easier?
Yeah, more comfortable. So my training is more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And how long ago did you get into radio?
20 years, about 20 years ago.
What did you do before that?
I was a poker dealer at Del Texas Hold'em, and
you were my boss at McDonald's.
I was his boss at McDonald's when we were growing up.
We had
that had to be a wonderful time to be you.
He was
the golden age.
I mean, we hear in the news lately a lot about abuse of power. I've seen it firsthand with him.
I abuse the shit out of it.
Oh, it's horrible because he's the boss, and like I was 15, and I had a dude come up to me at McDonald's and say, "What kind of fish is in the fillet of fish?"
Oh my!
And I'm like,
God.
"Fucking sea bass." I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. Let me check our pick of the day.
But then he got mad at me. I said, "You know what? Some asshole just said to me. He said, what kind of fish is in the fillet of fish?" And he goes,
North Atlantic cod.
North Atlantic cod, dude. I'm like, you're such a Mick dork.
Do you eat there now or no?
Daily, yeah. I'm addicted. This body doesn't get this way by itself, Mr. Norton.
You don't mind having some North Atlantic cod every now and then?
I'm a big fan of sea bass, but if the cod's fresh,
Isn't sea bass a myth? Isn't that a myth? Sea bass, like they just
where else would the bass be?
No, but what's the fish that they didn't know what to call? They gave it a nicer name.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they have a nicer name, but I need to look it up.
There was
Tilapia?
Tilapia is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah,
tilapia is not actually called tilapia.
No, it's called sea bass. It's in the nuggets.
I don't know what that. It might be the tilapia. There's something that they just gave a weird fancy name to make it sound like a great restaurant.
The Nile tilapia was one of the first fish species cultured. I don't know.
I don't know. In the Nile?
In the Nile is what it says.
I have boots on made from a fish from the Nile right now.
Really?
It's pretty cool.
Tilapia?
I don't know what the hell it is.
It's really hard to market bottom feeding shit eater. I don't know.
And, and boot burgers.
How long did you guys work at McDonald's together for?
Probably a good year or so.
Oh,
anyways.
at least 2 years. Yeah,
really.
That was a fun job.
I took the career a little further than you did.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's
the Good Morning Burger, and then what's the other one you made?
Well, the Good Morning Burger was you. It was like
what's the Good Morning Burger?
That's about 13 13 patties in a row with cheese in between, and then I think he put an egg on top
Yeah.
of it. And
Was that because it's breakfast?
it was before
It's
noon.
breakfast, so it's healthy. It was either before noon or after midnight.
Yeah, and when you say throw an egg on it, you mean throw an egg patty on it. I don't know if we're cracking
Something
eggs
that
there.
resembles egg. Something that sounds like an egg. What do you think of what's going on with the Trump and the Navy SEAL that he pardoned, or that he wants to be able to retire? They said
Yeah, he
the guy-
retired. Eddie Gallagher
They
retired.
said the guy committed war crimes. What did they say he did?
They say that he they were treating this ISIS fighter his wounds, and then Eddie Gallagher, they said he stabbed him, killed him, which I don't care. But then the medic came out and said he just covered the tube. Once he got immunity, he said he covered the tube to kill him. So what the events that got him for was posing with a picture of a dead guy, which I would say if I was there, I'm like, come on, guys, that's not
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
So they did that. They got him for that. But then President Trump pardoned him, and then he was able to retire. But there was a bunch of infighting, and there was some of the senior guys wanted to have what's called a Trident Review Board, which a Trident is the insignia for naval special warfare that Navy SEALs wear on their chests. And what they would do is just take that away from him, which, I mean, that was just a shot across the bow for the president because the admiral didn't like the president. That's all they were doing. If he took his Trident, it didn't matter. He's going to retire. He gets the President Trump got him his chief petty officer retirement pay, and he's always going to be known as a Navy SEAL. It doesn't matter if he takes his Trident. Like I said, I'd give him mine. Here, just take mine.
It's a pin.
Yeah, it's a pin.
So Trump wanted him to keep it, and the admiral was trying to buck Trump.
Yes, and then there was something with the Secretary of the Navy kind of backfilling for the admiral because neither one of them liked Trump, and so he thought he had top cover, but then they found out and they fired the Secretary of the Navy, and draining the swamp was never going to be easy.
So why did he kill the guy?
That's up for review. What I have heard is some of Eddie Gallagher's younger guys didn't like how hard he pushed him.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that was training or going on missions or whatever, and there was like a mini coup inside of it, so they came up with a story. I wasn't there.
Maybe he's just a bad guy.
I don't know.
He's a villain. He's one of the bad guys.
He's a villain.
Like,
The ISIS fighter, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's
the
it.
ISIS guy. Yeah, he's definitely a bad guy.
Yeah, I'm talking about the guy. Yeah.
I
They
thought
killed
you
the
meant
bad
Eddie.
guy.
Yeah, he killed the bad guy.
Yeah, that's what I
And
figured.
by
Yeah.
bad guy, I'm not talking like the Penguin in Batman. It's like these are people that hang people on pig poles and roast them alive slowly.
Right.
Like these are bad people.
Right.
And so I mean they killed them again. We are the good guys, and you don't mess up a hostage or a whatever like that.
But do you ever wonder?
I didn't lose any sleep over
what he could have contributed to society if only.
But yeah, that's that whole thing, and we have like these JAG officers and Naval Criminal Investigation, NCIS, and what they seem to do a lot is just try to prosecute us because it's a notch on their belt if they win. Like the worst thing they ever did was make a good show about NCIS because now they just think they're cool.
Right, I see.
So, it's a bunch of Americans trying to fight Americans. It's something that, like, there's a lot of stuff that we do as a country that other countries laugh their asses off at us.
Do you think people get jealous? The Navy SEALs are kind of like, clearly they're the coolest, right? Like, clearly they're the elite of the elite.
I know we have the best hair. That's the thing. And then we get to live on the beach and they're all surfers. But, there's other units out there that are really, really good.
Is there like a sort of like jock to nerd mentality where there are nerds that are trying to be like, well, you guys aren't so cool.
I have seen guys make fun of our enablers, which would be intel or supply, not bully them, but mess with them. Just like, what's up, dorks? Just go in the office and then give me my stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a really good community. There's a lot behind it. Everything from parachute riggers to boat drivers to, like I said, intel supply. There's all kinds of people. I think for every one SEAL, there's like 4 or 5 support guys.
Why don't they like Trump? Why don't they like Trump? I mean, I know a lot. I know why some of the public doesn't like him, but why don't the guys in the upper echelon of the military like him?
When you get to the upper echelon, it's political too. You were appointed by somebody. So once you get to that level, a lot of senior officers tend to be liberal, and I don't know why. A lot of the shooters tend to be conservative.
Were you surprised he fired him?
No, I'm surprised he didn't fire more of them. Just that's kind of the way he is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for them. And the Pentagon's it's a big place. There's a lot of different attitudes there, and the Department of Defense is obviously huge. I don't know, but. The guys that I know like Trump and they like what they're doing because they definitely got a mission out of it. It was a difficult spot for President Obama to be in, the whole Syria thing, because why would you want to start a war that you know you're going to be out of office in 3 months? So he got some shit for that he probably didn't deserve. And I mean, I got more work under President Obama.
Right.
Just because he liked using us. And it's quieter. You know, a lot of sometimes the left-leaning people don't like to put, they don't want to put the troops on the ground and the ships on the horizon and the tanks, all that. They want to use special forces. We'll go in there. But, you know, I mean, they both do that.
They like to do it quieter and just kind of get it done. And,
what do you think of those two ways of doing things? It feels like Obama was doing a lot quietly, and Trump is like it feels like the more you hear, the more there's stuff that Trump and Obama were both doing, but Obama was quiet about it and Trump is extremely loud about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would like to think the person in the Oval Office wants to do the best thing possible for the country.
Sure.
And I've seen it work that way. The issue is you come with campaign promises, and you know, presidents are in there for 8 years max. We should have never invaded Iraq, but we should have never left Iraq that quick. Shit like that. I mean, Iraq was a mistake. It's easy to look back and, you know, I wanted to go at the time. Now looking back, it's like,
And do you think, based on your experience, not that you've ever been the president, but you kind of know what these missions are like, do you think that there are times when people get the job and once they become president, they go, oh, this is a different thing?
I hope so. They should find out as soon as they get, even before they're inaugurated, because they start getting read in on everything.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on out there.
Right.
And it's not just as simple as let's just pull out. But I mean, we should be doing that. Like we're too nice. Like Afghanistan was over in 2005 and we're still losing people there.
Why is that?
We don't know what to do because
you want to set them up in a position to win, but how much responsibility do you
see? It's not. It shouldn't be up to U.S. Marines to build schools for people.
Okay.
Marines go in, kill people, mess a bunch of. I mean, do the right thing, but they're very good at it.
Right.
But then you pull them out.
Kill bad people.
Kill bad people. But then you got to be diplomatic. We need more diplomats. As opposed to worrying about spying on someone's campaign, they're actually worried about what's going on overseas.
We do kind of stick around a little too much sometimes.
Oh, we do. Yeah, I mean, we're still in Germany.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? We're like the people at the party that just won't go.
Yeah. And you're just lingering, too. You're like, well, no, we're going to figure it out, but in the meantime, we'll probably stick around. You're like, well.
But I mean, sometimes with these places like Afghanistan, you know, you hit the camps, blow them up, and then leave, and then say, don't do that again.
Right, or we'll come back and blow those up, too.
And you got to keep bases there. There's a nice base in actually, surprisingly, really nice base in Jalalabad, right on the border. So if you needed to cross border, which is where we launched from, you can do it. And then up in Bagram, it's just a huge. It's like just an air base. So
how nice is a nice base? Is it?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
because like a lot of people have gotten out of the military since, you know, the wars are pretty long. They retired, and now on Instagram they sure are warriors. But I know damn well there's karaoke night, there's green bean coffees, there's Dunkin' Norton's donuts,
Horton's donuts. Tim Hortons donuts.
They got
Pizza Hut.
They got Timmy's over there.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like
that's amazing.
There's they have speed limits on the base, and you can get it. I got a ticket one time. So 3 hours after a gunfight, I got a ticket for not wearing a reflective belt. So I'm like, don't we wear camouflage? The reflective belt kind of defeats the camouflage.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me a ticket. I said, fine. Where do I get a reflective belt? And he goes, well, they're $3 at the PX. And I go, $3? Here I am thinking that, you know, freedom is free or whatever, or safety's free, and it's $3. So you got to pay for your own belt. Then I said, well, where do I pay this ticket? And he goes, oh, you don't pay it. It's just you get it. I'm like, so I got a free ticket for not wearing a belt. And then I said, cool, can I get another ticket for littering? Because I just and then I asked the kid, look, when you call home to your mom, you lie, right? Like,
what you're doing?
You're not telling her that you're handing out tickets.
Yeah. Hey, you know the guy that killed Bin Laden?
Yeah.
I gave him a free speeding ticket.
Jaywalker.
I mean, some of these guys still had blood on their uniform. We're getting a ticket trying to get friggin' Salisbury steak
on the base.
Yeah, on the base.
Wild.
On base.
I spent very little time. I did a tour, a USO tour with. We did Iraq in like 2003.
So you've served too, you're saying?
Yeah, I understand. I've seen it. Yeah,
I've been in this shit.
Yeah, but it was for the Air Force, and the food those guys get is great. The worst part was the toilets. Like I hated shitting because they have that thing hanging. It's like a piece of. Hard plastic hanging in front of you that your legs kind of poke through. Like they don't want you too comfortable on the toilets.
Well, they know that people be in there jerking off and they don't want that either.
Is that what it is?
You know what?
Masturbatory protection?
You know a funny one, if you go on those tours, if Marines have been in town, what their thing is, they write Wagner hearts the cock. That's what it says. So obviously someone had a buddy named Wagner. He wrote it in one, and someone saw it. And so they write it all over the world. So
that's amazing.
Wagner hearts the cock.
Poor Wagner.
I don't know who he is. So there was a dude that I went to Walter Reed this a couple years ago, and he lost both his legs. And he's in bed, and he's obviously under some medicine, and he's not quite there. And he's got a Marine flag, and all his unit signed it. And someone signed Wagner Hearts the Cock on this kid's sign. And I said, I got to ask you, what's the story with this? And the kid kind of he goes, General Mattis came in yesterday and asked me the same thing. And I said, well, we write that everywhere as Marines. He goes, I've never seen it before. And he goes, I think you and I use different shitters, sir.
Yeah, the toilet was the worst because they're building these new toilets in offices now that are on an angle, like a 13-degree angle, because they don't want you comfortable on the toilet when you're supposed to be at work.
Hey, if you can't jerk off on a toilet,
I can't.
Do you have to?
How am I going to
just ignore it when your bunkmate's doing it? Like, okay, I know what that sound is, but
I think we just accept it.
Or is that part of SEAL training?
I just roll over and pretend I can't see it.
yeah. Part of SEAL training is you have to exist in a room while your bunkmates are jerking off around you, and you have to act like it's not happening.
Yeah, just put the headphones on and watch The Office.
Perfect.
Damn.
I couldn't jerk off on a toilet anyway. I just can't do it.
No, I couldn't either.
No,
it's very convenient.
I couldn't do that, but I for some reason I always loved Blumpkins.
Good for you.
Good for you. You deserve them.
A nice beach on the toilet.
Yeah. I mean, eventually your knees do get sore from being on the concrete.
Your ankles fall.
You kind of need a toilet for that unless you're at a San Francisco Safeway.
You can shit a Safeway in San Francisco. That's good. I like that.
I've never gotten one. I've never gotten a Blumpkin.
No, I'm just a big fan of them. I've never gotten one.
Oh, I want one. Yeah, I mean, I respect them.
Very creative.
Yeah, you've only given them?
Yeah. There's very little gray area in Blumpkins. I think you either love them or hate them.
Yeah, there's very few people that are up in the air on a Blumpkin. I got one. It was all right. I'd like another one.
Right, yeah. No, I was thinking about it. It's kind of it's either your thing or it's not your thing.
Like the jail thing when the guy's trying to calm the other guy down and he says, hey, it's not that bad. Do you like cheeseburgers? Yeah, well, Tuesday's cheeseburger night. Do you like Blumpkins? No. Oh, you're going to hate Wednesday.
I don't like any type of sex unless it's in a bedroom. I'm weird. Or a living room. I like a quiet.
Yeah, it's got to be in a bedroom or under a coffee table.
Under a coffee table. Or
you're just a conventional guy
in a van. Yeah. So being on radio, did you? Was there a point when you got involved where you were trying when you first started, where you're trying to meet women and do that? That's what we all do when we first get involved.
Oh, like when he gets into radio, yeah.
Absolutely. And it took probably about a week to realize it. They're not impressed.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was rough, right?
It was a rude awakening.
Well, do you have listeners come in? Sorry, Sam. Do you have listeners come in or no? Did you ever we always did live events on Opie and Anthony, so it was kind of easier to meet people because they were coming in.
You're also a massive show, though.
Yeah, some call-in stuff. It's we don't have nearly as many listeners, but we'll try to do some call-in things or a lot of interviews. Do
you enjoy live remotes?
No, I hate them.
Oh, they're the worst.
Oh my God,
why are they bad?
It's not set up for radio.
No, it's because you're there for 2 hours selling a product. You're not doing what you're, you're not talking about music. You're not interviewing. You're come on down to Joe's Blumpkin Shack. Joe's.
Wow. Yeah, we sell Blumpkins.
I just had a business idea. Hang on.
Just a room full of stalls.
Someone give me a notebook. Just one big room full of stalls. Looks like a crossword puzzle.
Do you think that? Do you think Trump gets a bad rap? I think sometimes they like the guy they give him credit for nothing. Even he does something good, and they won't give him credit for anything.
They won't give him credit for anything.
Yeah.
Who's they? The media?
The press in general, it's or the public.
They decided they don't like him, and they kind of spin it on him. I mean, the economy's doing great. We got, all-time low African-American unemployment, all-time low Latino, 50 or 60-year low unemployment. The Dow's going to hit 30 before election. I mean, I consider myself independent, and I would want to work on both sides because I think if you agree with everyone in the room, you're in the wrong room. There should be opposition, but you got to come to an agreement. Right now, it just seems like it's nope, and I mean, it goes on both sides. They both do the same shit.
They were kind of getting Obama with that back then too, right? Obama couldn't get anything done.
Even the Supreme Court nominee, they wouldn't even take the vote or something. They do that stuff because there needs to be term limits.
Yeah,
and I'm convinced that it's not the fault. Like the deficit, the problem is not the person who's in the White House for 8 years. It's the person who's in the Capitol for 40.
Right.
that's the issue.
Right.
And they, I don't know. I get so pissed off sometimes talking about politics. I think everyone does. That's what's great. We can all hate each other.
And now we're on Twitter. We can just scream at each other immediately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter to me is fun. I mean, I say
You enjoy it.
It's an entertainment. I'm rarely serious. It's
Are
just,
people shitty? People aren't shitty to you. Though,
Oh yeah,
they are.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Well, who gets mad at me is a lot of the right wing guys because they refuse to admit Obama was responsible for the Bin Laden raid, and they yell like picture or it didn't happen. It's like fuck you. It happened.
Yeah.
I said goodbye to my kids and I thought I was going to die. It happened.
Isn't it crazy that they don't want to give him credit for making the call? And it's like, if it would have failed, he would have got blamed.
Of course.
That's right. And he rolled. I mean, speaking of politics, he rolled the dice. We fail that, he doesn't get reelected.
But isn't
It's more important to get Bin Laden, but I mean that's a reality. Like he's rolling the dice on his own.
Oh, was that in his first term?
Mm-hmm. No,
Wow.
no. Yeah, I think so. Wasn't it?
I don't remember. It was 2011.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that I'm sure then you're getting it from all sides. If you're willing to say, well, I think Trump has done a lot of good, and then you're also willing to say, Obama was responsible for this, and he did good when he was president too.
Yeah.
You don't have both sides supporting you.
No, never.
No,
I
you
never
have both
have.
sides hating
But
you.
I could be talking about the snowfall in my hometown of Butte, Montana. Within 2 lines, they're fighting about Trump.
Yeah.
Every tweet. It's just, I mean, to me, I enjoy it, and I'll make headlines sometimes with stupid shit that I say. It's like, well, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
Yeah. Do you ever I quit drinking at a very young age, so I didn't have Twitter, but it scares me the idea
There
of drunk
should be
tweeting.
there should be a breathalyzer on the phone.
I bet you they'll come out with that sooner or later. Something to stop you from sending texts to certain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't already put out like a novelty, like unlock your phone. You can't unlock your phone if you're drunk or whatever.
Only to call 911 or something. You can't call friends.
It's a
can't...
bad idea.
Yeah. Only 911 works.
Remember when you just had to worry about drunk texting? Now you have to worry about putting a statement out to the public.
Yes,
On drunk.
and it can, and if it goes viral, you get worldwide headlines. It's wonderful, wonderful.
Right. And then of course, if you're like, I had a couple drinks and I was tweeting, they're like, oh, we have an even bigger problem that we need to talk about.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's not.
Well, I mean, Roseanne lost her job from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And people get fired from Twitter.
Yeah. Roseanne lost her job on Roseanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name of the show is Roseanne.
Well, they tried the Connors. Aren't they doing season 2 of that?
It's still on.
It's still on.
Still on. The Connors is still rolling.
Hey, good on them.
But I wonder if that's because it's a good show, or is it because the network just doesn't want to admit that they fucked up?
Yeah, I think that's got to have something to do with it.
Right? They don't want to
They're not
admit
going
it.
to say, well,
They wouldn't lose money on it, would they?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're losing money.
Right.
I don't know.
I haven't watched it. I don't know.
I've heard nothing about it.
I watched The Office on Netflix. I don't know. I don't know anything about the Connors.
We're still getting royalties for The Office. We're mentioning
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a real shot.
Yeah.
Too many people have told me how great it is. And I just, I watched a couple of moments. I didn't love it, but I'm like, I'll give it a shot.
Who's your favorite person that's thanked you for what you did? Like in terms of not like the celebrity or the person that you were a kid that you grew up idolizing.
Or just a girl with giant tits in the mall.
Could be that.
that is pretty funny. No, it's come from a couple different places. Like I got a handwritten note from President Bush, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I got to meet President Obama, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with Charlie Sheen, which is really cool.
All extremely cool things. The first 2 you frame.
Yeah.
The last one stays right in the memory
right,
bank.
right in the front.
Yeah. Steel trap.
Yeah, no, it's been cool. I mean, people face to face have been really good. So, I get to go to a lot of cool events, a lot of sporting events. I saw you guys at the UFC.
Yeah.
A while back. Hang out with Bob Menery. He's pretty funny. Everyone's been great. I mean, obviously the social media stuff, people or whatever, but
That's not even real life.
no, it isn't.
It doesn't mean anything. What did you do? Did you go out? Did you eat with Obama, or did you just talk to him?
Just talk to him. That was just a great day because everyone was on the same sheet.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, we just hung out for a little bit. He snuck in. He snuck us in. So we're at Fort Campbell in Kentucky, and he was going to go see the 101st Airborne. So he came in to see us. So it was kind of a little head fake. They didn't know we were there. Then he came out and saw the troops. So it's always neat meeting a president, though.
It is, I'm sure. Right?
Yeah.
You met too.
I have met Bush. I've met
You met Bush, too.
Obama and Trump.
So it's 3.
President Trump actually he showed me the Lincoln bedroom in the White House, which is pretty cool.
Is that now? That's obviously where Lincoln slept. But do people not get to go in there?
Well, that was a funny story because we walked in and there's the bed that actually Abe Lincoln's son died in, and he slept in, and Abe Lincoln's desk was there. And then towards the south lawn is another desk, and underneath the glass is the Gettysburg Address, written and signed by Abe Lincoln. So I'm in there having this out-of-body experience, and I look back, and Trump's leaning against the wall, and he said, not everybody gets to see this, unless, of course, you donate to the Clinton Foundation. And I look at the president, I said, you just can't help yourself.
Isn't it amazing? It's just you guys there, and he's still the same.
Still just taking jabs. Oh, it's funny. He's actually a funny dude.
Did you? Is it?
It's so great to know too that he's just doing that in his personal.
That's who he
life.
is. He's just when Trump is showing you through the White House and or showing you the Lincoln bedroom, is there a roped off area, or do you guys just walk into the bedroom and sit on the bed?
No, I don't think it was roped off. I mean, you got to go up there. There's Secret Service right there because it's in front of the front door. I mean, they did have a guy run in the White House a while back. Secret Service missed.
Yeah.
But
you and the president didn't sit on the bed together, though, did you?
No, we did not.
I don't know why you said sit on the bed. Like,
no, but I mean just like
basically.
basically.
As if you were inviting a girl over to do homework, and you're like, no, let's sit on the bed.
No, I mean just to go in there and like, are you allowed to just move about the room? Like, could you sit? Obviously, you wouldn't,
you need permission to go upstairs. Mm-hmm. That's where the first family lives. And then
it's like Graceland.
Well, we had
go upstairs in Graceland.
We had dinner there in the East Wing with the president. My wife and I.
What'd you have?
We had chicken.
Were you mad that it wasn't the fast food feast that he's thrown?
We were talking about. I think it was before the fast food thing, but that would have been cool too. But just the chefs there are really good. And then we had the 3 scoops of ice cream. And my wife Jessica gets starstruck all the time, and she said, "This is going to be a big dinner, right?" And I'm like, "No, well, where am I going to sit?" I said, "Probably right next to him." And so she did. And she said,
she was nervous.
Oh, yeah. She goes, my God, what do I say? I said, here's the good part. You're not going to have to say shit. He will not stop talking.
Yeah.
But he came in. The first thing he said, he winked at me, shook my wife's head, and said, she looks like Melania. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? That's the first thing he said to my wife.
He's just laying the groundwork. He's just letting everybody know where everybody stands.
Oh, yeah.
I love that he just eats bad food. Like I want to go there and eat McDonald's in the White House.
I want to do a fast food.
Well, he doesn't drink either, but he'll eat a bucket of fried chicken.
Yeah. I want to do a fast food feast at the White House.
Well, I mean, he's pretty funny, but he like you're saying, he's always measuring people out. The first time I ever met him, he came in a room and they said, so this is years ago, and they said, hey, everyone, this is Donald Trump, one of the most important men in the room. And he goes, one of the most. It's like, all right, that's him.
Was this was after 2011 or before?
No, this is after. Right when I got out, I was able to host or judge one of the Miss USA pageants. He was running those. So just a lot of people there. Pretty cool.
You know what the only thing I would want to talk to the president about? I would want to hear the story of him taking the worst Stone Cold Stunner that anybody's ever taken. He took a Stone Cold Stunner at WrestleMania, and that's all I would want to talk to him about.
He'd probably love all politics and all this. He'd probably love to talk about wrestling.
I'll bet he would.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw him the other day, and someone said, how do you have all this energy? And he goes, I don't have a choice. I can't talk wrestling anymore.
Yeah, it's. I wonder what's going to happen with the. I think nothing.
With the impeachment? Yeah. I think he'll get impeached, but I don't think he'll get removed.
Yeah, it'll pass the House. It won't pass the Senate. They'll keep trying to impeach until the Democrats get destroyed in November because they've done it to themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they have. It's like, you don't need to just constantly do that.
I don't know. If Joe Biden keeps coming up with these great stories about corn pop, he may have a shot.
Biden is entertaining as hell, isn't he?
He's the greatest thing ever.
It's fun to watch.
I mean, I hope we get a year of Biden just going through, just rambling through speeches.
Oh, yeah.
Biden.
Well, I love it. Go ahead.
He should get his own TV show.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, Biden.
Just Biden.
Yeah, I would watch Biden. What's your take on stuff, Joe?
That is so funny. Yeah, I mean, even like calling a heckler fat and challenging him to do push-ups.
Yeah,
that's comedy right there.
It's
I
awesome.
love that. Everyone had a problem with that. Whatever.
It's such a bad comeback too. Well, we'll see who could do more push-ups. That he walks away. Losing his mind. It's fun to watch.
I love that a guy running for president who was the vice president,
8 years,
is now challenging people to foot races to prove he's in shape.
Yes,
it's the best.
And
what a time
these
to
are
be
potential
alive.
voters.
Yeah, but he just can't take it. I don't think he wants to run. That's just I don't know the guy. But
I can't imagine.
I don't know why he would want to.
They brought him in. They're like, "Could you help us out?" And he's like, "All right."
I honestly don't know why anybody would want to.
I wouldn't want to. I get asked
Seems
that.
nuts.
You get offered? Didn't they ask you about possibly running for something?
Yeah, Senate, Montana.
And you just didn't want to do it.
No fucking way. I mean, they
you could probably win in Montana.
I might be able to, but I mean, they find dirt on clean people,
right?
And I'm famous for murder, so I don't know what they're gonna find on me. I'm good.
But it's also it's just as soon as you state where you feel about this or you feel like that, you lose half the people. Like this. No matter what position you take, half the people hate your guts.
Yeah,
out.
they're going to hate you,
Yeah.
and they're not going to vote for you. It's a fight for the independents.
Plus, you're in a real nice sweet spot right now. I feel like if I were you, I wouldn't even talk about politics ever because you get to be the guy that killed the worst person ever. How could anybody not like that? You know what I mean? You're in this position where you could be just beloved by all, but the minute you step and go like, here's why you should vote for me, here's what I think you should do.
I've seen it.
You're done.
Just saying the right thing about President Obama, hate. Then the right thing about President Trump, I get hate. It's insane.
That's just for supporting him. That's not throwing. That's not throwing your hat into the political ring at all.
Yeah, that's just for saying, hey, I hope that the president's plan with China works out. And people are like, yeah, but what about? You're like, shut
just
up.
saying nice things about it to people. It's all it is.
So you're not even tempted to run?
No. Nope. I mean, I'll support people that are running because I think there need to be more veterans on both sides, and I'll support either.
I like Tulsi.
I do too. Yeah.
You think Tulsi's running for third party?
If she does, they're even more screwed.
The Democrats.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because you lose a lot of Democrats would vote for her instead of whatever. Well, I mean, the third or fourth time the Democrats vote each, they would. I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
Yeah. Yo, you know he really meant it. Okay, all right, let's all relax.
Yes. We're so concerned about hurt feelings. We're not looking at the where the country's going, where we're going in the war. Where
I don't think facts and figures matter. I think a lot of times how you feel is the most important thing.
It's the day after the Delta killed Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. I was in an airport. I was in LaGuardia, and Trump just said it was a more important mission than the Bin Laden raid. And she goes, we got off the plane. She recognized me. She goes, do you hate him now? Do you hate him? And I said, no. I said, why do you hate him? And she goes, he's mean. I'm like, well, yeah, but he's a billionaire. They're all mean.
So did he really? I don't think that. I mean, look, I think that was a big one.
Oh, it's huge.
But
It's awesome.
I wouldn't say it was bigger than Bin Laden. But
Wait,
come on.
he said it.
It's his. Sure.
He said it was bigger because it was his mission. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of.
It's a great mission. They kicked ass. I mean, it was awesome. Delta did a great job.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how I was on the Bin Laden raid, yet I'm jealous of them for doing that one. It's like, why can't I do that one? It's like,
dude. Most people after Captain Phillips are good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to have another one after Captain Phillips.
Yep.
You interact. I'm not sure if I've asked you this. You interacted with the real guy, with the real Somali pirates, the one that got taken on board, or did you interact with him?
I did not.
No,
we interviewed the guy who played him in the movie, so we have our own story.
Yeah. But that guy's awesome. He did a great job.
He did, yeah.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, that was like ad lib or something, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
And they kept it. So you didn't. You just basically were outside. You didn't deal with him.
No. We because we didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't go in there to shoot those guys. My SEAL team was not my SEAL team, but that SEAL team was designed to rescue people at sea, but had never done it in over 25 years. So we had a lot of time to train.
Right.
But you would think we thought of everything. We didn't think of that because the boat's being towed by the ship.
Right.
So the snipers were just out there to make sure nothing unsafe happened. And we were inside coming up with the best plan. We had every guy come up with a plan and we were just narrowing the plans down. And then one of the snipers sent a text and said, we got him. And I said, got who? Get out here. We got him. So it was cool. And I guess the movies are never completely accurate because I think the best part of the movie would have been what actually happened with the sniper who went in to get him.
Yeah.
Because like someone had to climb down the rope and go into the small thing to get Captain Phillips. And this guy was saying, and it could be bullshit, but I think the story's awesome. He said, the whole time I'm getting ready to go in, I'm thinking, okay, this is my one chance ever to rescue someone. I got to think of something cool to say. So do I say we're a SEAL team here to get you out like they did in the movie, blah, blah, blah. And he said he went in there with the pistol and they'd been using this boat as a toilet and it had been cooking for 4 days at African heat. And there's 3 guys now laying in it with their heads split open. And he said, he looked at Captain Phillips and said, I'm going to need therapy after this. And he goes, God damn it, that's what I said? Therapy for me? Shit.
Oh, they were all just shitting inside, right?
I think so, yeah. Because you come out, you're risking getting shot, I guess.
Do you kind of wish that you had a moment with Bin Laden to have like an Arnold Schwarzenegger, like Terminator line right before you shot him?
Yeah, Jim Jeffries told me I should have said, where you been, Laden?
Can you imagine if that's the last thing that Bin Laden had to hear? Like, what?
Or just say, by the way, I'm Jewish.
Oh, God, that's funny.
What was the most uncomfortable thing when you're a SEAL and when you're training to be SEAL and you're going through, because obviously they put you through everything so that you're prepared for everything. Yeah. What was the thing that you'd go, no, not this thing?
I wouldn't want to do it now.
Yeah, or just the most uncomfortable, or
actually not even in SEAL training. Training, but not in the initial SEAL training. When you're actually a Navy SEAL, when we would train in swamps, is the most uncomfortable.
Yeah,
swamps, because everything in a like a rainforest, like a swamp, because everything a jungle is trying to kill you. Everything in there.
Right. The plants are trying to kill you.
Yeah, a frog will kill you if you touch it.
Right.
There are obviously snakes and crocodiles and shit like that. So that was never good.
How do you
wind up never practically using that probably too? You probably didn't spend a lot of time in a swamp.
That's why I make sure to thank Vietnam vets. They were in it every day.
How do you
fighting a serious war?
How do you get past that mental thing? I don't like to swim at the beach because I'm afraid of what's under the water.
Yeah,
how do you get past that feeling of like, there could be a crocodile on my foot right now?
Well, everything that touches you when you're in the ocean is a great white shark.
Right.
If you touch something. No, you
this
just,
is the jellyfish. Then I just came on myself.
That's awesome. No, I've been asked before, what kind of repellent did you use for sharks? And I'm like, well, it's easy. You should get in the water or you don't.
Right.
It's that simple. And they say, well, how do you know there's sharks there? I said, it's simple. Taste the water. If it tastes like salt, there's sharks. That's it. The sharks, they're just there. They're not going to bother you.
Right.
Crocodiles, I wouldn't recommend swimming with, but a great white's not going to bother you.
But you just have to be smart enough and present enough
to
stay aware of that.
You're not going to do anything. And like people say, well, don't you just carry a knife? So what? That shark's carrying about
You do hear the punch on the nose stories, though.
Yeah,
People do say if you hit the snout of a shark.
Yeah, I'm sure there are other people that would beg to differ. However, they can't talk.
Right. That works if you're underwater with them and they're just because they're really curious. And if you just grab, they'll actually like it because they can't scratch their own faces. A lot of tiger sharks like that stuff.
They got very itchy noses.
But you got to figure it out. If a shark attacks you, he's coming at you at like 25 miles an hour. So you're not going to punch him in the nose.
Just go like this, and hope that it lands on the nose.
Just
stick your fist out.
There's a lot of people with one hand going, I went to punch him in the face.
I got that son of a bitch.
But the swamps are the worst because you just don't know, because everything around you.
You just feel like it, yeah. So the jungle's more than swamps, I guess, but the jungles are swampy. So that's.
Did you just have to get past dread? Like, does dread just not have to be something that you feel?
Well, it's the realization that worrying about something you can't affect isn't going to help, so just stop wasting the energy.
Right. Life would be so much easier. It's hard to do, though. That's really hard to do.
How long does it take to get the mental part of it down? It's one. I'm sure the physical stuff.
I think it's
the mental part.
In the first training when you realize that you can push yourself through anything if you use your mind. Because your body's not going to pull you through, but your mind will. And like they do little drills to us. A lot of people quit. There's a Hell Week is a part where you start training on Sunday and you don't sleep until Friday. So around the clock training. And sometime around like Tuesday night, they take you to this pier, and it's called Steel Pier, and they have hoses out, and you lay on the steel. It's freezing ass cold. Then they put you in the water, and you're floating, and then they have you start taking off your clothes in a life-saving whatever. And people just think because I'm taking off my clothes, I'm getting colder, so then they quit. And it's like, you're not getting any colder. You're going to be this cold.
Oh.
What's that?
Make sure that door is all the way shut. It is, right?
Yeah.
Is that coming from outside?
That's coming from me.
Oh, it's a phone.
Oh,
okay.
it's an Amber Alert.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Way
see.
to stay on top of things, Tommy.
Yeah, for me, I experienced Hell Week as well when I was in high school in the theater department. Hell Week was, they would keep us there to run dress rehearsals before the show until 8 p.m. So that was, I also did Hell Week.
Yes,
yeah.
And
So,
instead of Steel Pier, we did Blumpkin Tuesday.
right.
I just think how unpleasant. I don't react well to unpleasantness. Like my body doesn't do well when I'm not comfortable.
Jim,
Like,
you used to have a guy that would call the hotels you were staying at before you checked in to make sure that they had feather pillows.
here's the thing: I'm not a good sleeper. I'm a poor sleeper, and I don't sleep under itchy sheets particularly well. I'm a very itchy person, so I can't.
You hired a big, strong man to call hotels to make sure that the pillows were right.
I like to get a good night's sleep. I'm a very poor sleeper, so we all have our little things. But I would probably not do well in
Yeah, it's SEAL training is not pleasant at all, and we can make anything suck. Like skydiving, people pay to skydive. It sucks in the military sometimes.
Why?
Why does it suck?
Just carrying all your shit. You got a gun on you. You got rucksacks. It's in between your legs. Sometimes other people connected to you, and it's at night. and you're jumping out, pulling, and then you got to find where you're going at night under night vision, which is just.
And you don't have a big, strong man that you're strapped to that's doing all the work for you?
No, I mean,
right.
sometimes you're that guy.
Right.
And
you are the
yeah,
big, strong
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I see.
I mean, it's cool, but I mean, there's a pucker factor where what if my parachute wraps around the gun and I get a horseshoe malfunction and I burn in?
Well, if you don't pull your cord, do they automatically go or
yeah,
no?
they can. They will. There's an automatic opening device on there that will open your reserve parachute if you're just tumbling. But the problem with tumbling is, you want your chute to come out straight so it opens. The funny thing about skydiving though is no matter how bad it goes, you're going to land.
Yeah, you know where you're going to be.
You're going to reach the ground.
Yeah, you're not going to be floating up there.
There's footage of that guy, Philippe, whatever,
Petit?
jumping. Not Petit, no, another. Maybe his name wasn't Philippe. The guy who jumped out of the balloon for
Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah, but he got into a spin.
Yeah.
And there's a way to get yourself
to
out
correct
of the,
it, that's
you have
right.
to correct it.
You can get out of it. You can get if you're stuck in a spin, you got to pull your lines and actually bicycle your feet, and it eventually will come out. But then you need to make the decision. You can cut it away, and your reserve will come out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make that decision because now I'm down to one chute.
Right.
And people always say, "What if there's a problem with the chute?" It's like you have the rest of your life to figure out a solution. But skydiving is awesome. It's fun as hell. But we can make scuba diving suck. Like when we dive closed circuit, it's a rebreather, so it's bubbleless. And so you can't, and again at night, so you can't see anything, you can't hear anything. You're underwater.
Imagine being underwater with a scuba mask at night.
At night, and so you're just looking at, you got it's like a little Indiglo type thing with a depth gauge and a compass and a watch, and you're counting your kicks.
Yeah.
But you can't, you're in your own head, and it's like wearing these underwater. I used to mess with guys right before they get in the water. They have all their shit on, and they're already purged. And I'd say, all right, guys, it's like a 4-hour dive, and I would say, have a good dive, but first, rising up. They're singing "Eye of the Tiger" for 4 hours.
So you have to literally just count how many kicks so you know how far you have to go.
Yeah, you know how many 100 meters per, or how many kicks is 100 meters, and then you're swimming in legs, and because you're doing a ship attack basically. So you're trying to find a pier or find a ship to swim to. Yeah, it's cool when you think about it, but a lot of stuff that looks cool really sucks.
Right.
When you get done with everything that you did, are the stressors of normal civilian day-to-day life like a joke? Does it make it so that you are so desensitized to what stress is and the things that people get worried about that you're like, no?
I get to fly pretty much every day, so I watch people in airports, and I get to see how the lack of situational awareness people have.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like...
I guess because that's what all this is, right? Situational awareness for
like
every situation.
People die because they're walking and texting. Then that happens, and it's hilarious. It's not... It's almost like it never happened. All that shit that my team and I did. It just seems like I know the story. There's no way we did all that. Life's not that long.
So, but it doesn't make you feel like a superhero. Like you have this.
The opposite. No, I'm a normal dude that had a good attitude. And even on the Bin Laden raid, I watched people do cool shit the whole time, and just admiring my own guys.
Like, whoa, this is awesome.
Look, I mean, they're not even worried about the house blowing up, which it should. They're just doing their job. And then at the very end, I was the second guy to go up the stairs, and there's 2 of us left, and it wasn't even bravery. It was like, we're going to blow up now, let's get it over with.
Right.
And then he went one way and went the other. Bin Laden shot him.
Crazy.
Yeah.
More best of